This computer. All right. Good evening. Welcome to Quarantine Theater. Happy Pride, everybody. We are reading Jerome Lawrence's Auntie Mame and Robert E. Lee's Auntie Mame. In celebration of Pride Month, we have a wonderful cast of actors here today. Morgana Shaw playing Auntie Mame, Ken Orman playing Beauregard Jackson Pickett Burnside, Rance Collins playing grown-up Patrick Dennis, Brian Cooper playing child Patrick Dennis. Should I just start running down names and everybody can be just wave and do their thing? Is that easier? Okay. Ann Marco, welcome. Brandy Austin and Sandy Colvard, welcome. Paul Taylor. Alexander Rodriguez. Lisa Gabrielle Green. Jared Millsap.
Thank you.
Karina, how do you say your last name, Karina? I should have, Karina, it's Goshen, right?
Goshen.
Goshen. Yes. Did I read everybody? Christine Hughes, Alexis. All right, welcome everybody. So Auntie Mame, 2-act play. Act 1, Scene 1. A projection appears on the curtain. It is a blow-up of a legal document. A voice on the PA speaks the words along with the projection. Last will and testament. I, Edwin Dennis, being of sound mind and body, do hereby bequeath to my only son Patrick all my worldly possessions. In the event of my demise, I direct our faithful servant, Nora Muldoon, to deliver Patrick to my sister and next of kin, Mame Dennis, at 3 Beekman Place, New York City. The expenses of his upbringing shall be supervised by the Knickerbocker Bank, as trustee with the full power to keep that crazy sister of mine from doing anything too damned eccentric. Since I keep myself in splendid physical condition through daily workouts at the Chicago Athletic Club, I am confident that these provisions will not go into force or effect for many years. I hereby affix my hand this 14th day of October in the year 1928. Signed, Edwin Dennis. There is a startled, eyebrow-lifting figure, and the will slides out of sight, to be followed by a newspaper clipping, which reads, Chicago Tribune, October 15th, 1928, businessman drops dead in steam room of Chicago Athletic Club. Act 1, Scene 2. But there's the buzzing of a doorknob as the lights come up behind the scrim. Silhouetted in the foyer of the Beekman Place apartment are the stiff and uncomfortable figures of Nora Muldoon and Patrick, age 10. Nora attentively presses the doorbell. From the interior of the apartment, we hear laughter and the muffled gaiety of a fairly well-oiled party. The foyer is decorated in the gaudy Chinese of the late 20s, chinoiserie of the 1920s.
Like the ladies' room in the Oriental Theater.
You're not scared, are you, Nora?
Of course not. And don't you be, Patrick. Nora's here too to look after you. Number 3, Beacon Place. This is where the lawyer told us to come. We're only doing what he told us. Of course, we're not scared, child.
They are drinking in the strangeness of these surroundings. Enter Ito, a diminutive houseman, pads out and unheard. You want?
Glory be to God. I'm Nora Muldoon, and I've been sent by this boy's father, God rest his soul, to bring young Patrick here to live with his aunt, Miss Mame Dennis, her name is?
There must be a mistake. There's no little boy today.
But I sent a wire from Chicago myself saying we'd arrive at 6 o'clock today.
It's not important. The boy is here and the house is here. Madam is here. You come in. You wait and I'll fetch her.
Nora, do you think we ought to?
We've got no choice, Patty. We've got no place to go. Come, child.
Scene 3. Young Patrick and Nora go through the door and the wall of the foyer breaks away, revealing a cross-section of Mame's Beekman Place apartment. A dozen or more people are miling about at the inebriated apex of a cocktail party. There is apparently a dining room off right and a bar off left. The guests are continuously crossing back and forth between the horse du bois and the wet stuff.
Hors d'oeuvres.
Center is a curved staircase which ascends to a bedroom area. Nora and young Patrick look about them, baffled by the miling confusion.
Oh, Alex, you're simply murdering me!
The apartment is homey, and much like Alexander Woolcott, a man who looks very much like Robert Benchley, there is Ralph Devine, a muscular educator. There is Osbert, a bezandled mystic, an Orthodox Lithuanian bishop. There is Mr. Lindsay Woolsey, and other typical cocktail party habitues of the late 1920s. Vera Charles is there, a famous British actress from Pittsburgh. She is holding forth in the center of the room. Ito motions Nora and Patrick to a bench, where they sit uncomfortably. There is a cheery panel behind them and depicting a Japanese nobleman disemboweling himself with a samurai sword. Ito scurries out of sight in search of Auntie Mame.
Mame's been trying to lure me into the daylight for months. Birds and trees and all that horrible nature business that I can't stand till 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Mother of God, the halls of hell.
Go on, Vera, go on.
Well, darling, I couldn't tell you why I ever let Mame persuade me, but Daphne persuaded Mame that a fling into modern dance would tone her up. And you'll never believe.
Well, God knows if they want Maud killed professionally. They've sent the poor slob to the right place.
Radcliffe?
White slavers?
I told her from the start.
Really, Radcliffe?
Sorry, darling. Didn't realize you were still on.
Anyway, there we are, barefooted in our camisoles on Daphne's lawn, squatting and unsquatting. Osbert, darling, you really should speak to Daphne. Of course, I managed beautifully. I was grace personified, but it damn near killed Mame.
Daphne's whole theory of challenging the pelvis.
Mame was challenged, all right. She had to go to the Swami Paramanda for a month to push her pelvic back to where it once was. Don't, for heaven's sake, mention it to Mame that I mentioned this. You know I adore her, but in a camisole, well.
I'll get the maid started, Ito. Ring up Benelli and tell him to get out here with some more gin.
Auntie Mame's hair is bobbed very short with straight bangs above her slanting brows. She wears a long robe of embroidered golden silk which floats behind her. She wears tiny golden slippers, twinkling jewels, a jade and ivory bracelet clatter on her arm. Her long fingernails are lacquered of delicate green. She crosses to Nora and looks at her with an expression of bemused surprise.
Oh dear, the Employment Bureau didn't tell me you were bringing a child with you. Well, no matter. He looks like a nice little boy. And if he misbehaves, we can always toss him into the river. I guess you know what's expected of you. Just a little light slavery around the place.
I'm prepared to buy my way out. I'll give you my life savings if you let this child and me escape this nest of thieves and slavers.
Dr. Furtwanger, just in time. You better get this woman on your couch in a hurry.
I'm not that kind of woman, All I'm looking for is Miss Mame Dennis, who's supposed to live at number 3 Beacon Place.
Ito? Oh, Ito! Ito, where have you been? Show this woman the kitchen and get her started on the glasses.
Oh, Miss Dennis, this isn't the dishwashing lady.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Then I must have invited you. What would you like to drink?
Did you not get my telegram? I'm Nora Muldoon.
No, that's not possible. The wire said December 1st, that's tomorrow. This is November 31st.
No, Mom, 'tis the first. God curse the evil day.
That's ridiculous. Everyone knows 30 days have September, April, June, and November. Oh, God. But darling, I'm your Auntie Mame. Quiet, everybody. I have an important announcement to make. This is my little boy. Oh, he's not really my little boy. He's my brother's son from Chicago. My poor late brother. This little tyke. In all the whole wide world, I'm his only living relative, and he's my only living relative. That's all we have. Just each other, my little love. What am I going to call you, dear?
Patrick Dennis.
Oh, I know the dinner spot, darling. And from now on, you must call me Auntie Mame. Now, how would you like a martini? Is it your bedtime? Heavens, it can't be. Do you want the powder room, darling, or food? Food! That's it. You must be famished. You run along right in there and help yourself to the caviar. After that, you can go upstairs and read a book or something.
Oh, Mame, you're not going to let that child read. Taste life secondhand.
Ralph, do you think you could work little Patrick into one of your advanced study groups?
Yes, I think there just might be an opening.
You've been going to school, dear.
Chicago Boys Latin.
Uh-huh. Where they build a wall of dull encyclopedias around the id.
The id?
See? Doesn't even know a simple two-letter word. That's John Dewey for you.
Shake hands with Mr. Divine, Patrick. He runs a school down in the village where they do all sorts of advanced things. Perhaps we'll enroll you there.
Is it a military school? Do they wear uniforms?
In my school, young man, we don't wear anything.
It's heaven. Now, these are a lot of your Auntie Mame's most intimate friends. I don't know all their names, but you can just circulate and you'll hear most of them. The most fascinating conversation. Oh, I'm sorry. You missed the cast of Blackbirds, but they had to leave early.
Who's he?
He indicates the bearded patriarch in mitred cap and jeweled robes, impassively eating stuffed celery.
That's a Lithuanian bishop. Doesn't speak a word of English. Stimulating man. Vera! Vera! This is my little boy, Patrick. I want you to meet a star, one of the great ladies of the theater, and your Auntie Mame's dearest friend, Vera Charles.
Hello.
How'd you do?
Oh, she just loves little boys.
Yes.
Oh, Bishop, do you have to run? I'm so sorry. We certainly enjoyed your conversation. Too bad nobody else here spoke Lithuanian. Such a darling, and so worldly for a man of God.
The bishop exits.
Oh, isn't she scintillating, darling? Now, I want you to meet...
Auntie Mame, what's nymphomania?
Oh, it's very simple. Nymphomania is... I'll tell you what. This is what we're going to do. Every time you hear a word you don't understand, you just take this pad and pencil and you write it down. Later on, Auntie Mame will explain it to you. Oh, the adventures of molding a new little life.
Goodbye, Mame. I've got to fly.
Oh, goodbye, Osbert, darling. I'll see you on Tuesday. Oh, don't catch cold. Are you enjoying yourself, dear?
I guess so.
I imagine it is a little confusing after Chicago and everything.
I guess so, ma'am.
Uh-uh.
I mean, Auntie Mame.
Oh, dear. This is tougher than talking with the Lithuanian bishop.
You know why? The poor little fella's a mass of inhibitions. Send him to me. Won't be a repression left after the first semester.
Oh, consider him enrolled.
Good. Give his libido a good shaking up. That's what we'll do. Incidentally, Mame, how is your libido these days?
Stirred, not shaken.
Who's the lucky man? Still Lindsay Woolsey?
Among others.
Well, I wouldn't mind being one of the others that he's among.
You're a naughty boy, Ralph. But you have lovely muscles.
Well, I don't mean to drink and dash, but I don't want to be late for my rub down.
Ralph Devine departs athletically. Vera is out stone cold. Guest room again, Missy?
No, the coats are in there. Dump her in my room and, get that god-awful dress off her.
I'll tuck her in.
Is the English lady dead, Auntie Mame?
She's not English, darling. She's from Pittsburgh.
She sounded English.
When you're from Pittsburgh, you've got to do something. Now, read me the words you don't understand.
Free love, stinko, hotsy totsy club, bathtub gin, Karl Marx. Is he one of the Marx brothers?
No, dear.
Narcissistic, lysistrata, lesbian, son of a...
My, what an eager little mind. You know, you won't need some of these words for months and months.
Well, I suppose the new arrival means you can't have dinner with me tonight.
You're so understanding, Lindsay.
Displaced by the younger generation.
Not at all, not at all.
I suppose this means I'll be seeing you even less.
More, Lindsay, more. We'll be taking the little lad to the zoo and the aquarium, and we'll be dropping off in your office, and you could show him how to publish books. We'll be together almost constantly, the three of us.
Yeah, that's exactly what I had in mind.
Lindsay exits. The party is now thinning. Between leave takings, Auntie Mame tries to make her new little visitors seem at home.
Well, now, there's so much we have to discover about each other. I never had a live little boy around the place before. I did mean to have your bedroom all fixed up for you. A friend of mine is coming in to redo the sculpture room into a nursery. Well, it's not really a sculpture room, darling, but a sculptor friend of mine stayed in it for about 6 months. Such talented fingers. But what he did to my bust. That's the head, you know. Anyway, he's going to redo the room for you with bunnies and everything.
Good night, Mame. Thanks.
Good night, Charles. Watch it, Edna.
We're already late for Clifton's party.
Yeah, Clifton, my love. Tell him I'm sorry to miss him, but to bring me up next week sometime. Now let's sit down for 1 minute and really get to know each other. What did you think of the conversation of the party?
Well, some of it was a little over my head.
Good heavens, child. Didn't your father ever talk to you?
Hardly ever. I only saw him at breakfast time.
Well, what did he say then?
He usually said, "Pipe down, kid, the old man's hung."
Amen. What did you do in Chicago for fun?
Well, Nora took me to the movies every Saturday afternoon, and I played Parcheesi with the doorman once in a while, till he got fired.
Oh, dear. Didn't they ever do anything cultural for you in Chicago? Oh, never mind. Your Auntie Mame is going to open doors for you, Patrick. Doors you never even dreamed existed. What times we're going to have. Now, what on earth did I do with that will? It's here someplace. 5 pounds beluga caviar, get here. Oh, this can't be it. Oh, yes, this is it. Your father says you're to be reared as a Protestant. Well, I've no objection to that. Though it would be a shame to deprive you of the exquisite mysteries of the Eastern religions. Where did you go to church, darling?
The Fourth Presbyterian.
You mean to say there are 4 Presbyterian churches in a place like Chicago? Well, no matter. I guess we can scrounge around and find some sort of Presbyterian church in the neighborhood. Now, there's a lot of folderol about the Knickerbocker Bank and some Mr. Babcock who's been appointed your trustee. Well, I see what that means. I have the responsibility and your trustee has the authority.
I saw a movie once about a trustee.
Oh?
Yeah, there was a big prison break, and the trustee saved the warden's daughter.
This isn't the kind of trustee that lives in a prison, dear, as a rule. Mr. Babcock. We'll tackle him in our own good time. Now tell me, Patrick, is your Auntie Mame like anything you expected?
No, ma'am. The only picture I ever saw of you was with a shawl and a rose between your teeth, like a Spanish lady. It's in my suitcase. It's coming.
Didn't your father ever say anything, tell you anything about me before he died?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, well, what was it? Oh, come on. Now, my little love, you must always be perfectly frank with your Auntie Mame.
Well, my father said since you're my only living relative, beggars can't be choosers. But to be left in your own hands was a fate he wouldn't wish on a dog.
That bastard. That word, dear, was bastard. B-A-S-T-A-R-D. And it means your late father.
The lights fade. Act 1, Scene 4, the foyer of Auntie Mame's apartment just 2 weeks later. A paper hanger is atop a ladder. He is putting some finishing touches on the wild neo-cubist wallpaper which he has just hung. He comes down the ladder and looking at his handiwork suspiciously. Nora comes on and makes a little gasp at the sight of the bizarre walls.
What is it?
It's wallpaper. But don't look at me. I didn't pick it out. I only pasted it on. Why? Is it upside down?
No more than everything else around here, I guess. You haven't seen the boy, have you?
Saw a kid go out about an hour ago.
Sending him all over the city alone. He's got to discover New York for himself, says she. You can't go with him, Nora. We want him to be turned out in the Independent, don't we? Independent, he'll turn out to be dead under some truck.
I got an order here to redo a couple of bedrooms. Can I get in?
At 2 o'clock, why would you be lucky to get in by 5? She's still sleeping.
Well, I'll get started in the other bedroom then.
Oh, you can't go in there either.
Why not? She ain't sleeping in 2 bedrooms, is she?
Oh, no. It's the First Lady of the American Theater out there cold in the guest room.
Again, what'd she do? Live here?
Miss Charles don't live here. She drinks here. She does her passing out here. It's a wonder to me their blood hasn't turned to vinegar. 2 weeks I've been here and they've had 13 cocktail parties.
Only 13 in 2 weeks.
They had to call one off. The bootlegger couldn't come that day.
Young Patrick dashes in. He carries a model airplane, an approximation of the spirit of St. Louis.
Where's Auntie Mame? Oh, sorry.
Thank God you're safe.
Where's Auntie Mame? I've got to show her something.
Your Auntie Mame's still asleep.
This'll wake her up.
Scene 5. The lights come up faintly on Auntie Mame's plush bedroom. She is reclining on a huge bed with a sleeping mask over her eyes. Young Patrick bursts in the door.
Auntie Mame! Auntie Mame!
Auntie Mame stopped.
What is it? What happened?
I've got something to show you.
He opens the Venetian blinds, and a shaft of bright afternoon sunlight hits Auntie Mame squarely in the face. She reels back against.
Look!
Patrick spins his airplane.
God! Bats!
See, it's got a rubber band motor, and I whittled the body out of balsa woods, and it's just so...
Please, darling, your Auntie Mame's hug.
Oh, sure, Auntie Mame.
Patrick. Oh, Patrick, come back! Oh, you know I really am interested in all your projects, but you've got to admit it's a bit surprising for Auntie Mame to find Mr. Lindbergh in her bedroom before breakfast. Oh, child, how can you see with all that light? Ah, that's better. Oh, now, be a perfect angel and ask Guido to bring me a very light breakfast. Black coffee and a sidecar. And you might ask him to fix something for your Aunt Vera. I think I hear her coming too in the guest room. Oh, first, come and give your Auntie Mame a good morning kiss. Gently, dear. Gently. That was lovely, darling. You'll make some lucky woman very happy someday. You know, I really am fascinated by aviation. I never knew before they did it all with rubber bands.
The telephone rings insolently. This affects Auntie Mame like a dentist's drill. Young Patrick picks up the phone.
Hello? Miss Dennis? Yes, she's here. Who's calling, please? Hold the wire. It's Mr. Babcock from the Knickerbocker Bank.
Oh, my God. I've been dodging him for days. Oh, hello, Mr. Babcock. Nice to hear your voice at long last. I, too, am looking forward with anticipation to meeting you. Oh, the little lad he's fine. Just fine. And he, too, can't wait to meet you. Oh, hurry. My tray, dear. Auntie needs fuel. Oh, please do stop by, Mr. Babcock, anytime. In how many minutes? Oh, yes, 57th Street is right in my neck of the woods. Fitting distance. How vivid. Come right along, then you can join me for breakfast. Tea. Number 3 Beekman Place right away. Vera! Vera, get in here!
The door to the adjoining bedroom is opened fumblingly, and Vera staggers in, heading for the bed. Vera's evening gown looks as if it had been slept in, which it has. She wears a totally discouraged orchid.
Did you call me, darling?
Oh, I'm about to be attacked by the Knickerbocker Bank.
That's lovely. Why in hell did that Japanese sandman let me sleep in my best long V?
He tried to get it off you, but you bit him. Patrick's trustee is on his way over here.
It's ruined. It's absolutely ruined.
Some hideous creature who's coming here to thwart all the plans I've made for the boys' cultural enlargement.
He's coming here in the middle of the night. My God, that moon is right.
Oh, don't be silly, Vera. Don't you realize some horrible man is descending like a vulture to rob me of my child?
Mame, you're being utterly hysterical.
I have got to make the right impression. You have no idea how conservative the Knickerbocker Bank is. It's so conservative, they don't pay any interest at all.
All right, let's get organized. What time is it? What day is it? Blessed mother of Maud Adams, I was due at the Theatre Guild an hour ago.
You can't desert me in my predicament, Vera. Look at my face. What on earth am I going to wear?
How am I going to face the Theatre Guild? The way I look couldn't even understudy a witch in Macbeth.
Oh, that's just like you, Vera. Here, my life is about to be blown to bits, and all you can think of is your career.
Auntie Mame starts hauling clothes out of the closet frantically and dumping them on the bed. She pulls out one very flashy one with beads and spangles and holds it up in front appraisingly.
Will this make me look like a Scarsdale matron?
Have you ever been to Scarsdale?
No Catholic entries.
Good afternoon, Auntie Vera.
Yes, dear. Do the Jane Cowell routine. You know, conservative dress, Madonna-like hairdo.
Madonna-like hairdo. That's it. A switch. A switch.
Have you got one?
Dozens.
She pulls out a envelope.
Don't you ever throw anything away?
Who knows when I may go back to one of these colors?
Technical difficulty with my pad. Hang on.
I mean, who knows when I may go back to one of these colors? Did that help?
Yes. If you kept your hair natural the way I do, you wouldn't need to.
If I kept my hair natural the way you do, I'd be bold. Pick out the one nearest to mine.
Try this. And you need a dress like the one I wore when I played Lady Esme in Summer Folly.
Ooh.
Oh, that's stunning.
Isn't it? It's my new Maggie roof. I've never had it on yet, and I'll be damned if I'll put $500 on my back for that awful man. A suit! A suit! That'll do. Help me braid this switch so it looks like a halo.
I've got to get over to the guild.
Vera, you can't desert me.
You should be helping me. Do you want me to lose this part? It's lovely. Lovely play where everybody thinks out loud and it runs 4.5 hours. It's called Strange
Course.
For God's sake, no, they're opening in Boston. I do hope Lawrence and Terry don't think I'm too British for the part. They'll probably give it to Lynn, what's her name?
Ouch!
Mr. Babcock appears in the foyer and rings the door buzzer.
Not already. Ito, answer the door!
I've got to get out before he gets in.
Well, I can't leave him standing in the foyer like a fuller brush man.
What do you want me to do? Fly out the chimney?
Vera, for heaven's sake.
You can't expect me to appear before my public looking as if I'd been slept in.
Really, Vera, one beggar doesn't make a matinee. All right, wait here. I'll get rid of him in 5 minutes, I promise.
Mame, you just don't understand the responsibility of being in the public eye.
Babcock is getting impatient. Auntie Mame starts out and her braid topples into her face.
Patrick, make Mr. Babcock feel right at home, just like Auntie Mame taught you.
Sure, Auntie Mame.
But the Theatre Guild.
What am I going to do with this goddamn halo?
Scene 6. The lighting crossfades to the foyer and the redecorated downstairs. Mr. Babcock is punching the door buzzer a little irritably. He is a conservative to the very inlays of his molars, with all the personality of a steamroller wearing a vest. Ito scurries to the door, carrying a feminine nightgown on a hanger. He opens the door. You want?
Babcock is the name. Miss Dennis is expecting me.
Okay, come in. I'll take your coat. He gives the negligee to Babcock, who holds it awkwardly. Ito starts off with Babcock. Sit down. Enter young Patrick, who comes down the stairs and greets Mr. Babcock with unaffected composure.
Mr. Babcock?
That's right, Sonny.
We've been expecting you. My name is Patrick Dennis.
Fine.
Please sit down, Mr. Babcock. My Auntie Mame will be right down. She's having trouble with her halo. I mean, she'll be right down. No.
Fine. Well, you look like a bully little chap. Yes, sir, a bully little chap.
You look very bully too, Mr. Babcock.
Yes. Well, you seem to be taking all of this like a regular little soldier. Oh, say, I have a boy just about your age in Darien. We'll have you up soon, and Junior can show you his cigar band collection.
That would be swell. Would you care for a martini, Mr. Babcock?
No, thank you. Maybe you'd better order me one, Sonny.
Dry or extra dry? Please, sit down. I'll make him like I do for Mr. Wolcott. Stir, never shake, bruises the gin. Would you care for an olive? Auntie Mame says olives take up too much room in such a little glass.
Babcock shakes his head and his jowls flap as he takes the glass. The banker takes one sip, then turns to see Auntie Mame coming down the stairs demurely, complete with a braided coronet and all the aplomb of a Scarsdale matron, being played by Jane Cowell. She blanches at young Patrick's alcohol gambit, but makes a lightning recovery. Young Patrick wheels the bar back into place.
Why, Mr. Babcock, what an honor it is to have you in our little home. Though I wonder if it makes the best first impression on a sensitive young mind to see you drinking during business hours.
But he
No, don't worry. I won't breathe a word to the Knickerbocker Bank.
Now, just a minute. Where did that youngster learn to mix a martini in the
Mr.
first...
Babcock, knowledge is power.
That, Miss Dennis, is exactly what I'm here for. To discuss this youngster's education, his proper education.
Nuts.
No, thank you.
Do sit down, Mr. Babcock.
Now, all the money this little fella's dad left him is in good, steady bonds. so he never has to worry where his next meal is coming from. Unless the Bolsheviks take over the government, or the Democrats get back in.
Jelly beans?
Now, I'm sure you agree that it's high time this little shaver was enrolled in some institution of learning.
Oh, I'm all ready.
Now, let Mr. Babcock talk, dear.
Now, I've gone to some pains to gather information on a number of the better boys' schools in town.
Personally, I prefer coeducational schools.
What do you mean?
Coeducational means when boys and girls go.
I know. First on my list is the Buckley School, which is known to be splendid.
Have you considered a school down in the village run by Mr. Ralph Devine? It's a wonderfully progressive and...
Your late brother was very specific in his will. He said conservative schooling. Now, the Browning School gives a boy the basics. 3 years of Latin, 2 years...
That's enough candy, dear. Oh, not you, Mr. Babcock. Not you. Have as much as you like. Have you thought of the Dalton School? It's right up...
No, that one is a little too experimental. Let's see, now we must choose a school which is both exclusive and restricted.
Exclusively what and restricted to whom?
Want to keep the riffraff out of this boy's life.
But Mr. Babbitt...
Babcock.
Yes. Exactly who decides which is riff and which is wrath?
Now, Miss Dennis, unless we can agree on some proper school here in Manhattan, we shall have to consider an institution such as my alma mater, St. Boniface, up in Massachusetts.
No, that's too far away. Have you thought of the Ethical Culture School? That's just across town.
Well, I'd like to keep the West Side influence out of this boy's life as much as possible.
It was very good of you to come, Mr. Babcock.
But we haven't arrived at any conclusions.
Haven't we?
Well, what school is it going to be?
You name the school of your choice, and Patrick and I will know exactly what to do.
I'd say Buckley.
Then bully for Buckley.
Well, for a minute there, I thought we were going to have a little friction. But I'm glad to see you're actually a fine, sensible woman. I'll make out a check to the Buckley School, and you can take him down and register him.
Whatever you can. Oh, well, it's so nice of you to...
Vera enters with a scarf tied around her head like a peasant babushka and comes down the stairs and plods across the room. She is wearing Auntie Mame's new Maggie roof and dragging Auntie Mame's best mink on the floor behind her.
Florals Club, the Fräulein Dennis. Clean, like in old country. I go to grocery store. 2 bottles of milk for boy.
Pick up my coat.
Goodbye, Auntie Vera.
Bye, kid.
You were saying, Mr. Babcock?
The lights fade. Scene 7. The panels of the living room have been switched and the furnishings have been redressed, as much as time will allow. The wallpaper is now very modern. The phone rings and the paper hanger is coming down his ladder again. He looks around at his handwork and shakes his head. Ito enters from the foyer carrying a chart.
Phone's ringing.
It's Miss Dennis's residence, the stockbroker? Miss Dennis is not here. You can call her back next month sometime. Miss Dennis says that anybody who calls the servants dirty bastard is a dirty bastard.
Now, where have you been?
Miss Dennis sent me across the ocean to Staten Island to bring back a body.
What body?
For the boy.
The Physiological Entomological Medical Supply Company. What in the name of St. Brigid is it?
The miss says that the boy's got to know inside like the outside.
Oh, the poor man. Nothing but a liver. God rest his soul.
The miss says to put it in the boy's room.
I dare ya. There's not an inch of space left up there.
I'll make space. I'll put it in the white mice. I'll put it the white mice in your room.
Put them in your own room, you heathen.
Enter Auntie Mame and Lindsay as they come into the foyer. They are loaded down with packages and boxes. Auntie Mame is aglow with excitement and decked out in furs. But Lindsay is getting a little tired of this maternal bit. They entered the apartment.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely, lovely day.
What a day is right. On our feet for 5 hours, no lunch. Why don't they put a bar in FAO Schwartz? I even had a chance to call my office. Might have been out by Knopf.
Stop complaining, Lindsay. Fix yourself a drink and then we can open the parcels. I can't wait to see Patrick's face when he sees all these lovely things.
Mame, when are we going to have a day, an hour, a minute, some time to ourselves?
Time! Lindsay, don't you realize I've had to make up for Patrick's 10 neglected years in a matter of months? Dr. Giselle says it's practically an impossibility.
Does Dr. Giselle also happen to mention that what a child needs is a father?
Now, Lindsay.
You know there are a lot of women in this town who think I'm a reasonably good catch. I'm reasonably successful. You've admitted yourself that I'm reasonably attractive. I'm reasonably...
Oh, Lindsay, that's the trouble. You're reasonably everything. You're reasonably in love with me and we'd be reasonably happy, but that's not enough. Besides, how can I be a wife? I'm too busy being a mother.
There was Kue, Dada, nature foods, modern dance.
Oh, you think Patrick is a phase?
Well, frankly, I do.
Enter Mr. Babcock.
Where is she? Where is that madwoman? Where is that irresponsible, deceitful bohemian Delilah?
Now, just a minute, sir.
Why, Mr. Babcock, whatever do you mean?
You know damned well what I mean. Why, you're no more fit to raise a child than Jezebel.
Patrick, something's happened to my little love.
You're damned right. Something. Come in here, you little heathen.
He grabs young Patrick.
What's wrong?
Well, he came over to my school.
I'll tell you what's wrong. I was doing my conscientious duty. I dropped by the Buckley School to check on the kid's academic standing. And what do I find? He isn't even registered. Never has been. So I've been hunting in every low, half-baked school for the feeble-minded in this town. And finally, I found him in the lowest of them all.
Mr. Devine is a progressive educator. He uses the same theory as Bertrand Russell does in England.
I walk into that so-called institution of learning, and what do I find? A whole schoolroom of them. Boys, girls, teacher, romping around stark naked, bare as the day you were born.
I can assure you that the students under Mr. Devine's care were engaged in healthful, broadening pursuits.
Broadening. Show them what you were doing when I broke into the place. Go ahead, show them.
We were just playing Fish Families.
Fish Families.
It's part of constructive play.
Listen to this.
Well, we do it just after yogurt time. Mrs. Devine and all the girls crouch down on the floor under the sun lamps, and they pretend to be lady fishes depositing their eggs in the sand. Then Mr. Devine and all the boys do what the gentleman fish do.
What could be more wholesome or natural?
Natural. It might be natural for a sardine, but would you put a boy of yours in a school like that?
Mr. Babcock, I consider your behavior most undignified.
Undignified? At least I'm wearing a vest.
Making a scene, causing what might well be a traumatic experience for this child.
Look, I know how you can twist things around. So I'm getting out of this combination nudist camp opium den before you make me look like the vice president in charge of free love.
Ah, Mr. Babcock, not in front of the BOY.
Tomorrow morning, personally, I'm taking this kid off to boarding school myself. I'm placing him in Boniface Academy, and he's going to stay there. The only time you'll get your depraved hands on him is Christmas and summer, and I wish to God there was some way to prevent that.
Auntie Mame, do I have to? Do I?
Oh, please, Mr. Babcock. I'll do whatever you say. If you only let the child stay near me.
Not on your life. He goes, and he goes tomorrow.
Now let's be reasonable about this.
I'm going to turn this kid into a decent, God-fearing Christian if I have to break every bone in his body.
If you'll give me another chance.
I wouldn't give you the time of day after the dirty double cross you pulled on me.
Mr. Babcock, he's all I have. He's my life.
You have him ready by 8 o'clock sharp. And kid, you'd better be wearing knickers.
I want to stay with you, Auntie Mame. I don't want to go to that old Saint Bonyface.
Oh, hush, my little one. I'm sure St. Boniface is really nice. Now, go upstairs and get ready for dinner, and we'll talk about it later. Lindsay, what am I going to do?
Don't worry, Mame. I'll help you. I'll get the kid back some way.
I just don't think I can bear it. I just don't.
Mame, I've never seen you cry before.
The doorbell jabs insistently, and we hear the strident voice of Vera in the outside hall.
Mame, are you in there?
I just couldn't take anything else today.
It's urgent. It's vital. It's dire. Have you talked to your stockbroker? Oh, yes. I can see you have.
Well, what about her stockbroker?
Don't you know? He called me half a dozen times trying to locate both of you.
What happened?
Oh, nothing. Except that nothing's not worth anything anymore.
Don't you worry, Mame. I'm sure this is only something temporary. It can't possibly affect people like you and me. We have a lot of solid stuff, like Bank of the United States.
Miss Dennis, the stockbroker wants to say hello before he jumps out of the window.
How bad is it, Arthur? Everything? Atwater Kent, too? Mame, I'm afraid we're wiped out. We all are.
And everybody said that I was such a fool for spending all my money at Tiffany's.
Who gives a damn about money? I've lost my child.
What?
Patrick's trustee is sending him away to school.
Oh, Mame, darling, I know how you must feel.
Do you?
Well, not exactly. Of course, I've never had a child, but after all, I'm an actress and I can imagine. Now look, I've got everything worked out for you. I've got the perfect solution for all your problems. I'm going to tell Brock. He simply has to give you a part in my new play. It opens Thanksgiving holiday in New Haven.
No, thanks, Vera. I don't want your charity. I don't want anything but...
No, darling. It isn't charity. I want you in it. Besides, Patrick's trustee is sure to let Patrick come back when he finds out you've settled down into something steady, like acting.
Do you really think so, Vera?
Oh, I know he would. Don't you agree, Lindsay?
Well...
Oh, but you're so right, Vera. And if he didn't, I'd be earning that money to fight him. About $500 a week to start, don't you think? And then there'll be a raise.
It'll only be a bit at the end of the last act. But it'll be like old times. Think of the fun we had trooping together in Chuchin Chow.
Oh, I accept. Vera, your heart is from Tiffany's too. Oh, I can't wait to hear the overture.
Mame, this is a drama. a serious drama. I play the part of a Balkan princess who...
I was in the front line of the chorus and Vera was behind me.
Behind you? If I'd been behind you, I'd just kicked you in the behind.
I'm a choo-choo girl from Choo-Chin Chow and how. And how.
I'd love to chin and chew with you.
And turn the skies to blue with you.
And turn the skies to blue with you. That's it.
That's it! 23 said do with you. Chee chee choo choo chow chow and how and how.
Hilariously, they fall into each other's arms, and mercifully, the lights fade as the two sing-song girls. Scene 8, the stage of the Schubert Theater in New Haven. From a reverse angle, enter a stage manager.
Set up for Act 3, Scene 2, and quiet on stage. There are still critics out there, I hope.
I can't find my feather duster.
Props, get them, they're feather dusters. Let me have a work light, Bob.
Look, half the audience out there has gone home, and the other half has gone to sleep. Does this play ever end?
We're almost set, Mr. Unger.
Miss Dennis ain't ready.
Who the hell is Miss Dennis?
She plays Lady Iris.
She wants more time to arrange her accessories.
She's had 2.5 acts to arrange her damned accessories.
Get that curtain up. And if that Dennis dame ain't ready, I'll play Lady Iris.
Lights, kill the work light. Take it up, Bob.
The audience for the play within a play is presumed to be extremely upstage. The work lights go off, the curtain is upstage and rises, and we see footlights shining directly into our faces. The business of the play, therefore, is directed upstage, but the asides in the following are given downstage to the actual theater audience. The maid and butler dust furiously. Everything she dusts again, immediately afterwards.
What do you suppose is happening now, Meadows, in the conservatory?
It's all over, Perkins. It's done with. We have lost the master, and worse than that, the master has lost himself.
But blood burns bright in this house tonight, Meadows.
And we shall all be consumed with in the flames.
Don't be ridiculous, Meadows. Tonight we are living a legend. There is a princess beneath this roof, and every room vibrates with the fragrance of a fragile royal flower.
And our master is drugged by the heady perfume.
Hush, Meadows, they're coming now.
The maid and butler scurry off. Vera is svelte and statuesque, and her leading man is more of a matinee idol than absolutely necessary. He always seems about to speak, but never manages to get a line out. Vera has seen to that, and she also does a polished job of upstaging the poor guy.
But, Reginald, to do such a thing, to dash off together like this, would be mad. Quite enchantingly mad.
Auntie Mame comes into the wings in flaming red. Nora is helping her as she does the last-minute primping. On her wrists are clanging bell bracelets. I should have gotten some bells for us. An uncomfortable actor in tails stands alongside of Mame. He plays the part of Lord Dudley.
Oh, no, Dudley, your flattery is enough to turn a young girl sick.
Now, Lord, it would be madness. I belong to one world, you belong to another. It's better that we part now, while we cherish this ecstasy that we've known. What the hell have you got back there? Reindeer? This is goodbye, Reginald. I hear the others coming. I hear the others coming.
Oh. No more champagne, Lord Dudley, or I shall forget myself altogether.
I've something new to tell you all. I'm not going to marry Reginald after all. My place is at home with Prince Alexis. I must go back to my world. Lady Iris, would you be good enough to ring for my rap?
Certainly, princess.
What are those goddamn cowbells?
Do let me help you, princess.
Thank you, Lady Iris. Goodbye. Goodbye. I shall always feel a deep, deep attachment to you all.
As Vera sweeps off, Auntie Mame's outstretched hand mysteriously remains connected to the small of Vera's back, so that she is tugged along toward the exit. The bells keep clanging. Vera grunts over her shoulder.
Let go! For God's sake, let go!
I can't let go. I'm caught. I'm stuck.
Curtain! Bring down the curtain! Places for curtain calls.
You amateur!
I was only trying.
Ruining my beautiful play with your goddamn Swiss bell-ringing act.
Vera, they're the only bracelets I have left.
That's enough.
That's enough. Strike the set. Work lights.
Why did you do this to me? Why?
I was only trying to make something out of Lady Iris. Give us some character.
You scene-stealing bitch. Society bitch, at that. Oh, God, and there were critics out there. We're ruined. We're all ruined. Ruined!
I was only trying to... I was only...
Everyone is gone, and just the bare work lights and a box remain on the empty stage. Auntie Mame sinks down alone and dismal. Young Patrick comes hesitantly toward his Auntie Mame, pausing at the edge of the circle of light.
I thought you were very good, Auntie Mame. Everybody noticed you.
My little love, how did you get to New Haven?
Ito brought me up.
But how could he drive you up when I've already sold the car?
Oh, he didn't drive. We hitchhiked.
But Mr. Babcock thinks you're in that horrible school.
It's all right, Auntie Mame. It's Thanksgiving vacation.
Is it?
Can I be your escort? Can I take you back to your hotel?
You can take me all the way back to New York. Oh, Patrick, are you ashamed of your Auntie Mame?
I'm proud of you. Nobody liked the stinky old play until you came in. Lady Iris?
Charmed, Lord Dudley.
They start off together and she hugs him close. The lights fade. Scene 9. We are at a telephone switchboard which is buzzing in the darkness. We suddenly see Auntie Mame wrestling with the plugs. Several are already in place.
Whitcomb, Gooderman, Applewhite, Biberman in black. Good morning. One moment, I'll connect you with Mr. Gooderman. Whitcomb, Gooderman, Applewhite, Biberman in black. Good. Yes, Mr. Biberman. I'll get you Mr. Applewhite. Whitcomb, Gooderman, Applewhite, Biberman in black. Good morning. Long distance. Mr. Whitcomb, I have your San Francisco call. Yes, Mr. Biberman. Oh, did I give you Mr. Gooderman instead of Mr. Applewhite? I'm sorry, Mr. Whitcomb. Biberbib. Mr. Applewhite, what were you doing in that hole with Mr. Gooderman? Oh. Mr. Whitcomb, I'll try to connect you with San Francisco. Now, let me see. Mr. Bitterbib is in there, and Mr. Gutterwipe is talking to... Oh, there you are, Mr. Applewhite. Yes, sir. El Dorado 52121. Yes, sir. Hold on. Mr. Whitcomb, I'll find San Francisco. Whitcomb, Gutterman, Applewhite. Oh, supervisor, I did? Oh, I'm afraid I give you the wrong number, sir. This is no Applewhite 5, Mr. El Dorado. I don't know what I did with San Francisco. I tell you, I'll tell you what I can do. I can get you Pittsburgh if it's a clear day. Hello? Oh, hello, Mr. Black. Long time no hear. What? What's that? Tired? Oh, no, I'm not tired. Tired? Why?
The lights fade. Morgana, that was amazing.
Oh.
A roller skate counter at Macy's. Silent Night is playing peacefully against the cacophony of people assailing the roller skate counter, but there is no clerk behind the counter. Floor walker, do I have to wait until New Year's to straighten out those roller skates? Enter Mr. Loomis, a carnation wearing a man is trying to mollify the customers.
If you'll just be patient, madame, I'm certain our roller skate lady will be here momentarily. Roller skate lady? Where's the roller skate lady?
Your stupid clerk sent me 2 left roller skates. Does Macy's think my kid has 2 left feet? Is that what you think?
Perhaps we better take this up with the complaint department. If you'll just step this way, madame. Christmas. God deliver us.
Auntie Mame enters with another woman. Auntie Mame is carrying a Tinker Toy box and a sales book. Clerk, am I ever going to get out of here? All I want are these roller skates.
I don't know how I got over there in Tinker Toys. Mr. Loomis, would you help me with this sales slip, please? Oh, Mrs. Jennings, why don't you let me send these to you COD? Then you won't have to pay any money at all.
Well, I would eventually.
No, don't you worry your head about it, Mrs. Jennings. I'll take care of everything. Never mind, Mr. Loomis.
Now, just a minute.
Here's your slip now, see? You don't even have bundles to carry. I just love COD.
During the a fine-looking Southern gentleman has come in. This is a hell of a guy. You can tell it from the genesis of his smile. He's rosy-cheeked, he has steel gray hair, his camel's hair coat and Kavanaugh hat indicate a cozy opulence. This is Beauregard Jackson Pickett Burnside. Auntie Mame turns to him reflexively, her eyelids lightly.
Ma'am, would you be good enough to assist me in ordering 24 pairs of them fine-looking roller skates?
24? Oh, my, what a proud father you must be.
Oh, they're not my children, ma'am. I'm a single gentleman. But a lot of the little tykes over at Oglethorpe Orphanage just outside Savannah are gonna pop their eyes out when this package arrives. Now, how much does that come to, little lady?
You want to pay cash?
Oglethorpe Orphanage, RFD 2, Savannah, Georgia.
Are you sure you wouldn't rather have these go COD?
Now, what would those little nippers think if their Uncle Bo sent them Christmas presents collect on delivery?
Mr. Loomis?
Now, if it would be any aid to you, ma'am, I suppose I could take the package with me.
Oh, no, that would be worse. You see, I haven't worked here very long, and the only kind of sales slip I know how to make is COD.
Oh, well, now, maybe I can be some assistance, little lady. I've got a passing familiarity with financial matters.
He goes behind the counter. This gives Auntie Mame a chance to size up Bo with some admiration.
You better not come back here.
First, you got to get your duplicates and your triplicates straightened out. Elsewise, Mr. Macy won't know what, have any way of knowing what you sold.
That's why they have all that tissue paper.
First, the name. Beauregard Jackson Pickett Burnside.
That's a long name to get on a little slip.
Miss Dennis, may I inquire what is going on here?
Oh, well, Mr. Loomis, this nice gentleman simply offered to...
Now, this little lady, Miss Dennis, is that your name? Well, she was having mighty trouble making out the sales slip for my couple dozen roller skates. And
was there something unusual about the order?
Yes, he wants to pay cash.
Am I to understand that a Macy's employee doesn't know how to make a cash sale?
Oh, I'm a whiz at CODs. You can see right here. I've done so well.
Miss Dennis, the sales book is a shambles. You are obviously incompetent to dispense merchandise. You will report to personnel immediately for your dismissal.
Oh, now, she was just doing the best she knew how.
Well, it's not good enough for R.H. Macy Company. Good heavens. It'll take auditing a week to straighten out this mess.
Well, now, you listen to me, as I feel entirely responsible for bringing up this unfortunate misunderstanding.
Oh, well, don't forget the roller skates for those little nippers. Get them at Gimbel's.
The Macy's area fades. Behind the crowd, Auntie Mame has slipped on a somewhat threadbare cloth overcoat. We hear a legato disconsolate of Deck the Halls as a spot follows Auntie Mame, downhearted and desolate. Scene 11. The Beekman Place apartment lights up softly. Some of the furnishings and expensive hangings are gone. There is a Christmas tree. Young Patrick is just finishing decorating it. Moving continuously from previous scene, Auntie Mame walks into the apartment and stands looking at young Patrick and the grubby little tree.
Auntie Mame! Gee, I didn't expect you home so soon.
Well, they kind of gave me my Christmas vacation a little bit early, but I'm glad, really, because now it fits with your vacation and we won't have to miss even a date together.
How do you like the tree? I decorated it myself. Aren't you surprised?
It's beautiful, dear. Simply beautiful.
I'm going to give you your Christmas present right now. You don't even have to wait till Christmas morning. Here, open it.
Patrick, where did you get the money?
Mr. Leavitt at the pawn shop gave me a very good price for my microscope and my hockey stick.
Patrick!
I was kind of getting tired of microbes.
Auntie Mame holds up a rhinestone bracelet in excellent taste.
Oh, my.
They're not quite diamonds.
Oh, darling. That is the most beautiful bracelet I have ever owned.
Wiggle it. See? It doesn't make any noise. I told the man you had to have a quiet one for when you go on stage again. And when you wear it with your mink coat, why, nobody will ever know you worked at Macy's.
Oh, I've given up Macy's, dear. And my mink coat is down at Mr. Leavitt's with your hockey stick. Nora, Ito, if we're going to have Christmas, let's have it all the way around.
Yes, Miss Dennis?
Merry Christmas, everybody.
But it isn't until Tuesday, Mom.
Miss Dennis gets mixed up with the calendar again. It's not Christmas yet.
Well, we need it now. So let's go ahead and have it. I did want to pay you some of your back salary, but...
No, not another word about it, Mom. You know we wouldn't think of leaving you.
Nowhere else to get a job anyhow. Oh.
It isn't 17 jewels, Ito, but I'm not sure that time is worth all that decoration these days.
Thank you, miss.
It's so French smelling. It's the most aromatic thing on Beacon Place.
Golly, long pants. At last. Can I try them on, Auntie Mame, right now?
Right now.
Well, we got a little present for you too, Mom. Ito and me. Now, I hope you're not going to be angry for what we've done.
Now, just what is it you have done?
Well, Ito and I had a bit of money put by, and so did I, for a rainy day, you might say. But we both figured it couldn't get much wetter than this it is right now.
We paid the grocery and the butcher bill. Now Mr. Schultz is not giving nasty looks when I get a lamb chop.
You're both so dear to me. I will pay you back someday. If I ever can, you know I will.
You are a loving woman, Mom. You're hot, but you're loving. And we all wish is you could find a man as wonderful and loving as a fine gentleman as you are a fine a lady. Whatever happened to that nice Mr. Lindsay Wolsey? He was a dear soul.
Oh, he was a dear man, Nora, but I sent him away. I said no so many times when I had money, I couldn't say yes when I went broke.
Look!
Besides, I have my own fine gentleman, Nora, who buys me diamonds. Or almost diamonds. Oh, what we need now is some music. Some Christmas carols.
Deck the halls with bells of holly.
Holly,
To be jolly, fa la 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 la.
Don't cry, Auntie Mame. Please don't cry.
Oh, hell, we don't even have any Kleenexes. If that's Santa Claus, tell him we've already had it.
Ito ushers in the rubicund but apologetic figure of Beauregard Burnside. He takes over in a generous and expansive way, hardly giving anyone else an opportunity to speak.
Ma'am, you don't know how happy I am to see you.
Well,
Little lady, do you know I've been skittling all over town trying to find you? Do you realize there are 97 dentists in the Manhattan directory? And I was beginning to wonder that you might live in that place over there they called Brooklyn.
But why did you?
I came to apologize. I told them right out. It was their fault, those Macy folk. A lady with your charm and refinement should have to have an executive position. With a lot of hired help to wrestle with all them pesky writing and figuring details. Now, will you excuse me a second, ma'am? While I skittle out, pay the cab driver so he can go home to his family?
You left a taxi meter running in the middle of a depression?
Oh, well, when you're on the oil, stock market crash is someone else's noise. And if you wouldn't consider me presumptuous, I'd be most honored if you let me squire you out to dinner tonight.
No, thank you. We are just having a Christmas celebration, and I can't leave my little family.
Oh, yeah, ma'am, I like that. I like a woman who has feelings about family. Why, I practically every kind of relative invented. You ought to come down to Georgia way and meet them all one day. You just love Peckerwood.
Peckerwood? Who's Peckerwood?
Why, that's the name of my little old plantation. Bring your little family along to dinner, ma'am. The more the merrier.
But I'm not really dressed.
Oh, you look just fine to me, ma'am. A little powder on your nose, and oh, you're just fine. I'll tell that taxi to wait.
He's nice. I like him.
Marry him, Mom, the minute he asks you.
Nora, for God's sake.
What's his name, Auntie Mame? You don't even know his name?
Yes, I do. Family. We are about to break bread with Beauregard Jackson Pickett Burnside. Nora, get your coat. Ito, change your jacket. Where's my bag? Patrick, where's your scarf? Wear it. It's cold outside.
I was going to give you this wee thing at dinner.
She pulls an ornament off the tree and pins it on Nora's coat.
Here's one for you, too.
Come on. We had not to keep Mr. Burnside waiting.
I never believed in Santa Claus, but I'm beginning to change my mind.
Well, I never expected Santa Claus to have a Southern accent.
Merry Christmas from Manny, Mo, and Jack, your credit clothiers.
Merry Christmas to you all, Manny, Mo, and Jack. And a happy little old New Year.
Scene 12. There is a drippy southern music. We bleed through the scrim to the picturesque tableau of the white column portico of the Burnside Mansion in Peckerwood. with the aristocracy of Oglethorpe County posed gracefully on the lawn awaiting the arrival of Auntie Mame. The scrim parts and the stage comes alive with a twittering crowd of Southern belles and Georgian gentlemen, all dressed in their Sunday best. A few white steps lead up to a veranda and a twin-leafed practical door. The front area is the lawn of Peckerwood, filled with bluegrass and blue bloods. This is a gathering of the clan to give Uncle Bo's Yankee girlfriend. The tone is roughly the same as that which General Sherman was received in Atlanta 70 years earlier. Prominent in the crowd is cousin Jefferson Davis Pickett, who booms like the cannons at Fort Sumter. There is also cousin Fan, a fussy, insecure, poor relative who emerges and twitters ineffectually around the veranda. Cousin Jeff is... I guess I can read Cousin Jeff. Must be something mighty special about this Dennis woman. If Bo skittles her all the way down here from New York City. Morning, Cousin Fan. Somebody's muted.
Do we have a cousin Fan?
We have a Cousin Fan and a Cousin Jeff. Let me see. Cousin Fan is Christine. And cousin
Really? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Peculiar morning, Cousin Jeff. Mighty peculiar. Is it generally known that Bo and his lady friend have a child with him?
No.
Don't think it was what you're thinking. The boy's 13 and Bo's only known her since Christmas. Besides, she ain't even met Mother Burnside yet.
Oh, seems as if we're all on time to see the fireworks.
Well, you all know what a delicate digestive system Mother Burnside has.
Oh, when she gets riled up, ain't nobody in the state of Georgia, maybe in the whole Confederacy, can outbutt Mother Burnside. The genteel chit-chat freezes suddenly as Sally Cato McDougal floats in. She carries a parasol. This is a peaches and cream Southern belle. Every eye is on her. She is followed by her grubby little brother, Emery.
Well, now.
Why, Sally Cato McDougal.
Hello, Jeff, honey.
Didn't rightly expect you to be coming round for the doings.
Well, however could I manage to stay away when our own dear Bo is bringing his little Yankee friend back down here to Peckerwood? Well, I wouldn't feel like a true daughter of the South if I didn't ooze out all the hospitality that's just a simmering in my innards.
You're a big-hearted woman, Sally Cato.
Well, now, just because Beauregard and me been engaged since grammar school don't mean I refrain from wishing him and his newfound friend every happiness.
My Auntie Mame, Miss Dennis, she says she'll be here in just a minute.
Well, now, what a lovable, genteel little gentleman. Emery, come on over here. You and my little brother are gonna get along like a pair of colts in a pasture. I can just tell.
What's your name, Yankee boy?
Patrick Dennis.
If you give me a dime, I'll take you down to my shanty and show you my dirty pictures.
Maybe I better not right now. Your sister's nice.
Nice? You're plumb crazy. They teach you to spell up there, Yankee boy?
Sure.
My sister is a B-I-T-C-H.
Mother Burnside's gravelly baritone is raised in acid invective.
Where's my soda tablets? What son of a no-good hound dog sold my soda tablets?
Oh, they're right there in your lap, Marvin.
All turn as Bo pushes a wheelchair onto the veranda. In the wheelchair, it sits Mother Burnside, a beady-eyed, imperious woman built along the lines of General Electric refrigerators. Dressed all in black, she looks like a cross between Caligula and the cockatoo. Everybody prefers a tentative greeting.
Beauregard, when are you gonna try out that New York filly? Oh, shit. Oh, I'm sorry. All I can see around here is family.
Morning, Mother Burnside.
Morning.
Morning.
Excepting you, Sally Cato. Still painting your fingernails?
You looking cute as a bug, Miss Burnside. Well, welcome home, Bo darling.
Hello there, Sally Cato.
When we got peaches right here, ripe for the picking. I can't see why any man would go hankering after some northern alligator pear.
Well, now, Mama, let's keep our harmony grits going the right way. Mame, honey, we're all out here waiting for you.
I'm a-coming, Bo, sugar. I'm just busting to meet your sweet little old mother.
Mother, may I present Miss Mame Dennis?
I don't mind saying, Miss Burnside, that you're everything I expected and quite a bit more.
And these are my kinfolk. That's my cousin, Jefferson Davis Clay Pickett, his wife, Cousin Van, Aunt Euphemia, Uncle Moultrie, Lizzie Beaufort. You'll get to know them all. Y'all be first naming each other as soon as we pour another gallon of bourbon in that punch bowl.
Oh, I can't tell you how charming it is to meet all of you all.
And I'm Sally Katie McDougal. I could just tell from the first instant I set eyes on you that we was going to be the closest of bosom friends. Mame, may I call you Mame?
Oh, please do.
You call me Sally Cato. Here, all my most intimate friends do.
Well, that's awfully kind of you, Sally Cato.
Was it horses that brought you and Beauregard together?
Horses?
Well, I can't imagine Beau even looking at a lady who wasn't practically born on a horse.
Oh, I just love riding. Up in New York, hardly a day goes by that I don't have the boots on. Up every morning at the crack of noon for a brisk canter through Central Park.
Well, now, that settles it. Here I've been racking my poor brain trying to figure out what special I could do to let you know how I feel about you being down here. And what could be better than a hunt?
A hunt?
Listen, everybody. Beauregard's gone and surprised us all. It seems Miss Dennis here is a prominent North horsewoman.
Oh, wait a minute now. I wouldn't say prominent. No, I'm not prominent.
No, so naturally we'll have to have a hunt. Dawn tomorrow morning, and everybody's invited. Won't we have the lark? All of us up at sunup, leaping over those hedges, jumping over those river gaps, the hounds yapping around those boulders. I tell you, man, every eye on this country is going to be on you tomorrow morning.
If only I'd known. Oh, you see, I didn't bring you down any of my riding togs.
Oh, don't you worry, man, child. Dozens of things you can wear. What's your shoe size?
3B.
Same as I wear. I can even fit you out with boots.
Well, I don't know now. Beau would want me to.
You do ride astride, Mame dear.
No, side saddle. Always. Daddy, the colonel, insisted that I learn it. He said it was the only way for a true lady to ride. So graceful. Silly of him, of course, because nobody rides side saddle these days. But it's the only way I know how.
Now, isn't that grand? I just happen to have a little old side saddle that'll do you just fine.
Refreshments, ladies.
Bo, darling, we're having ourselves a hunt at dawn tomorrow. And you want to hear something fantastic? Your sweet little old Yankee girl is going to ride side saddle.
Oh, I won't allow it. It's too dangerous.
But, darling, she's insisted.
Well, anything Mame says she can do, she can do. I tell you, this is an amazing woman.
Oh, Mame, sugar. I'm just going to hold my breath until dawn tomorrow.
Do that, honey.
Scene 13. The lighting makes the transition. It is not quite dawn, and in the distance is a grumpy rooster. A spotlight picks up the area of the Dutch window and the door. Behind the Dutch window, Mame is dressing, with the aid of a couple of unseen dressers on their knees. Auntie Mame keeps poking her head out of the window to talk to young Patrick as she's dressing. Patrick has a book in his hand.
Stop looking at the pictures and read it to me, darling. I'm listening.
How to ride a horse. It says you should always get on a horse from the left side.
Your left side or the horse's left side?
It doesn't say. Listen to this. Whenever a rider approaches a strange mount, I guess that means the horse, he should fix the animal in the eye with a masterful gaze, for a horse can detect the slightest indication of trepidation. What's a trepidation?
That's what your Auntie Mame's got a bad case of right now. Go on, dear, go on.
The horse is extremely sensitive.
Where?
There's some peachy pictures in this book about how to jump over fences. It says you should lean.
If anybody does any leaning, it's got to be the horse.
What did you say, Auntie Mame?
Oh, I'm not talking to you, my little love. I'm talking to God. I think Sally Cato left a foot in this one.
I'll help you.
Auntie Mame sits on the bench and Patrick tries to shove her boots on.
So this is what they call dying with your boots on.
Why are you going through all this, Auntie Mame?
Oh, darling, if I can only snag you and Uncle Bo, all our problems will be solved. Besides, there's one other extremely minor, relatively unimportant little old thing. I happen to be in love with him.
Has he asked you anything yet?
No, but he wouldn't have brought us down here if he didn't intend to.
Are you dressed yet, Mame, honey?
Oh, yes, Bo, darling. Oh, my. How handsome you look.
Likewise, Mame. Hold it, hold it. Now you are immortalized in celluloid. Oh, would you excuse us for a second, young fellow? There's something I want to talk to your Auntie Mame about.
Oh, sure.
Mame, when I've got to say fast. Before hunting horn blows. And talking fast is something that doesn't come so easy to a southern gentleman.
Then talk slow, Bo, darling. I can listen fast.
I consider myself a very lucky man. It was luck that made me smell oil when I was walking across that soybean patch cousin Marvin left me, and it was just pure dumb Georgia luck that roller skated us together last Christmas.
I feel the same way, Bo, dear. Go on.
Mame, honey, what I want to ask you is, might you?
The hunting horn sounds blatantly. Bo reacts like a fireman who has heard the bell.
Well, to the hounds!
Hounds! Sons of bitches!
The lighting makes the full transition to a rosy dawn. The scene is still Peckerwood, but bathed in a lovely early morning glow. In scene 14, the red-coated huntsmen come on and blow another blast on the hunting horn. Bo and Cousin Jeff come on, ready for the hunt.
Can't wait to get on that trail of that fox. We got a fox, ain't we, Jeff?
Had to use that spare one we was keeping in the cellar in the ice house. He's a mite moth-eaten, but he'll do.
Bo, darling, now ain't you just the handsomest little thing?
Oh, Sally Cato. I hope we got Mame a nice piece of horse flesh.
Don't you worry one minute about your sweet little old northern girl. I personally picked her out. I've seen to it that she's gonna be took care of just fine.
You're a big-hearted woman, Sally Cato. Whoa, hold it steady, boys. I got a lump of sugar for you, brown beauty, old girl. Hup. Atta girl.
Sally Cato slaps her whip on the ground and laughs. Auntie Mame comes out of the house, followed by young Patrick. She's putting up a brave front, and he is still reading from the book, instructing her. She actually manages to smile at Sally Cato as she tries to fake the walk and stance of an experienced horsewoman.
Morning, Sally Cato. Morning, Mame dear. How unusual you look. You can bring up Miss Dennis' horse now, boys. He's the most special thing in my stable. Everybody talks about him. What an exhilarating day we're gonna have.
Just a minute, Sally Cato. Wouldn't my horse like it if I called him by his name? What's his name?
Lightning Rod. Morning.
Auntie Mame, could you maybe sprain your ankle, quick?
Oh, I've got to go through with it. I can't be a disgrace to Bo in front of all his people.
Oh,
Line him up. Stand clear of that horse, boy. Steady.
That horse's name isn't Lightning Rod.
Lightning Rod.
Again, the offstage horse thunders, a whiny and paws the gravel.
Maybe if I gave him a lump of sugar, it would.
I wouldn't try that if I was you, ma'am.
It kisses Patrick goodbye, then edges toward the offstage animal, trying to stare it down.
Fix the animal in the eye with a masterful gaze.
She goes off like Sidney Carton en route to the guillotine. There is more pawing and whining, accompanied by shouts and grunts as she presumably manages to get aboard the horse. Young Patrick watches with horrified fascination. Cousin Fan helps on the bloodthirsty figure of Mother Burnside, who has a pair of field glasses and sits in a rocker.
That is what I call spirit animal.
Auntie Mame is off and lets out a fading scream as the horse hoofs and gallops away.
Goodbye, Yankee girl.
The huntsman horn sounds off, and the hunt is evidently in progress. Mother Burnside glues the field glasses to her eyes. She rocks delightedly through the following. Emery dashes on. Young Patrick watches tiptoe. Emery rushes up to him and grabs his arm.
Hey, Yankee boy. I seen him side saddling up Lightning Rod. Your aunt ain't planning to ride him, is she?
Planning? Look!
You're right. Just look at him go.
Auntie Mame! Fall off! Fall off!
We hear stereophonically the yapping of the dogs and the pounding of the horse's hooves and the occasional bleat of the huntsman's horn. Mother Burnside's field glasses follow the action, and she rocks vigorously and chortles with grisly good humor, punctuated by burps.
Clear the first hedgerow and not a broken leg yet. Look at him go. What's she coming back this way for? That fool Yankee girl got him going in circles. Get out of my flower garden. Keep them damn horses out of my begonia. Oh, shoot.
Bougainvillea.
What is it?
Bougainvillea.
Bougainvillea. Look out for that yard flood wall.
Lean, Auntie Mame, lean.
Oh God. Gold dang if that Yankee gal didn't sail right over it. No hands.
She's passing everybody.
She's passing the master of the hounds. Mighty bad form passing the master.
She's passing the dogs.
Mother of Jefferson Davis, she's passing the fox.
Mother Burnside rocks as if she herself were in the saddle. Off we hear the wheezing of a Monterey Ford approaching at top speed, honking and screeching of the brakes. There is a car door slam off and a vet rushes on. He has a gun in a holster and his face is livid with rage.
Beep, beep. Miss Burnside, is that horse there lightning rod?
Sure looks like it. But we won't need a horse doctor around here today. We're gonna need the other kind.
Plain premeditated murder, that's what it is.
He points toward the progressing fox hunt, which has apparently zigzagged several times across the field of vision from the portico. Suddenly, Mother Burnside stops rocking and leans forward. Now all the watchers freeze, staring dead front in the horror, the sound of hoofs, hounds, and cries growing louder, as if the hunting party were advancing straight upon them.
That damn Yankee girl's leading them straight into the living room.
But it's a near miss. All eyes swing towards offstage, the opposite side, which departed, but the same side as the vet's car is parked. The noise of the approaching hunt grows louder still. Young Patrick covers his eyes. Cousin Fan shrieks. Mother Burnside braces one leg against the window.
Watch out! My Plymouth parked back there in them begonia bushes. That's county property. I swear.
Rein her in.
Auntie Mame!
What's happened to the fox?
Trampled to death.
Are you all right, Mame, honey? When I saw that crazy horse crash into that car and you flying through the air,
If I hadn't grabbed hold of this, I'd be in North Carolina.
Superb, housewoman. Perfectly superb.
Sally Cato McDougal, as county veterinarian, I commanded you 2 years ago to have that crazy lightning rod destroyed. Why, she ought to have her name read out of every hunting pack in the whole county.
everybody, I want you to meet my little Yankee Valkyrie.
What a seat that woman has. What a magnificent seat.
Now listen, everybody. I have an important announcement to make to you all. This magnificent Diana of the Chase is going to become Mrs. Beauregard Jackson Pickett Burnside.
Emery, come on home.
Oh, damn, my sister's gonna bust a gut.
But what are we all standing around for? Skitter yourselves into the house, and we'll have a glass of whiskey. Come on.
Cousin Van helps Mother Burnside off. All congratulate the beaming beau and the beat-up but victorious Auntie Mame as they file into the house. Nobody's paying much attention to young Patrick, and he hangs back unnoticed. All the guests have gone inside now. Beau takes Auntie Mame's hand.
I'll make you happy, Mame, honey. For our honeymoon, we'll take a whole year off and go clean round the world, just you and me.
You go in the house, darling. I'll be there in just a minute. Patrick, my little love.
Congratulations, Auntie Mame.
Your Auntie Mame's in love and very, very happy.
I won't see you for a long time.
But darling, you'll be at school and you'll be busy. And I'll write you every day, I promise. And I'll be back with you before you even know it. Now come on in the house and we'll have some breakfast. And let me see you smile. I haven't gone yet. Up, up. That's my boy.
Can I ask you just one question? How did you stay on that horse?
It was just like the bracelet in New Haven. I got stuck, but at the other end.
Auntie Mame gives Patrick a big hug and they go in the house together. The curtain falls.
Aww.
Aww.
All right. Act 2, Scene 1. In the darkness, we hear an uncertain blend of ex-boy sopranos singing the St. Boniface fight song. In a study room at St. Boniface Academy, stage right, young Patrick is seated at a study table wearing a beanie. He looks taller and older, but this is the same lad who gave Auntie Mame's life a purpose and direction in Act 1. But somehow, the ingenious charm of childhood seems to have worn off a bit. There is a trace of cockiness and conceit about young Patrick now, and occasionally he shows a faint resemblance to a Mr. Babcock, who has been shrunk in the laundry. Young Patrick is checking over a letter he has written.
To Mrs. Mame Burnside, American Express, Cairo. Dear Auntie Mame, it's wonderful to get your letters every day. Thank you for the chopsticks you sent from Yokohama. They sure come in handy. I guess you and Uncle Bo are enjoying the world all right, and vice versa. Ha ha, joke. Mr. Babcock says if I work hard here at St. Boniface, he will enroll me at Rumson University, which is Mr. Babcock's alma mater. He says I'll be very lucky if I'm admitted, considering everything. I plan to spend the holidays again with the Babcocks and Darien. Junior Babcock and I have swell times there, and I have met the kids from practically all the best families in Connecticut.
As the light fades, we hear a haunting Musean cry, and the right half of the traveler curtain closes in front of young Patrick's study room. Scene 2. The action is continuous as the spot hits stage left, revealing the pyramids. This is an inset with levels suggesting the slope of the Great Pyramids. We find Uncle Bo in a pith helmet and wearing a garland of lycus and light meteors. He has climbed above Auntie Mame to shoot down at her as she studies young Patrick's letter. She is garbed in a fetching camel driver's outfit from Russex and scowls slightly as she reads aloud.
Junior Babcock and I have swell times there, and I have met kids from practically all the best families in Connecticut. Oh dear, Bo! I have a feeling we should be getting back.
Just one more shot.
Home, I mean. I feel Patrick needs me.
Now move a little to the right, Mame darling. I'm getting too much pyramid and not enough you.
Bo! I do wish you'd stop climbing up on things. It makes me so nervous.
Remember, the higher you go, the more interesting the shot. Now look natural. Oh, that's just fine. You know, Mame, I think that's going to turn out even better than the one of you standing by the old Moulmein Pagoda, looking eastward to the sea.
Now you come down from there. Little did I think when I married you that I was getting such a wonderful photographer, too. Oh, did you remember to put film in the camera this time?
I sure did. Oh, dang.
Scene 3. The Glee Club is singing O Rumson, dear O Rumson, to thee will e'er be staunch and true. The dormitory room of the Rumson University, the action continues. Several years have passed, and for the first time, we see grown Patrick Dennis, the young man. He lounges casually at a typewriter with textbooks littering the desk in front of him. However, he is engaged in the happy pastime of writing another letter to his Auntie Mame. He wears a beanie blazoned with the Rumson R. He has matured into a remarkably handsome, intelligent, and personable young man. There's only one trouble. He knows it. Pulling the letter from the typewriter, Patrick reads.
To Mrs. Beauregard Jackson Pickett Burnside, care of American Express, Zurich, Switzerland. Dear Auntie Mame, I think it's great that you and Uncle Bo are getting an 8th honeymoon on your 8th anniversary. Everybody here was certainly impressed with the statue of the laughing Buddha you sent me from Siam. It was a bit large, however, to get through the door of the dorm. If you decide to go on that caravan to Baghdad, don't let them give you a camel named Lightning Rod. Ramson Mew is not as dull and denominational as you thought. Miss Pritchard's finishing school is nearby, and it's overwhelming with the prettiest debutantes you ever saw. Since you came and spent my last vacation with me, I have grown several more inches. My voice has changed several more times, and you may not recognize what my glands have done to me. Give Uncle Bo a kiss for me. I'm sure he will enjoy it more coming from you, since I've been shaving almost daily now and my beard tickles, or so the Debs tell me. Say hi to the Matterhorn for me, your loving nephew, Patrick.
Scene 4, the Matterhorn. The levels which represented the pyramids have been redressed and masked to depict an alpine glacier. Uncle Bo is actually out of sight amid the peaks high above Auntie Mame, who is decked out in a stunning fur parka and reads Patrick's letter again. The action continues.
Glands? Debutantes? Bo! I have a feeling that Patrick's right on the brink of something.
Just a little higher, and I think this is going to be the best shot yet. Mame, honey, do you mind stepping back a bit?
I'd rather not.
Oh, don't you never mind. I'll skittle up a mite.
Oh, please, Bo, no higher.
Oh, remember, honey, the high shots are the best. Now, hey, take this, honey. Pesky thing keeps getting in my way.
No! Hang on to the other end, dear, for your balance.
Oh, don't you worry, Mame. I'm as sure-footed as a mountain goat. Oh, hold it. Just like that. Now steady. Wait till I focus. Yodelay-hoo. Yodelay-hoo. Yodelay-hoo.
Bo? Bo!
Melancholy voices from backstage hum Massa in the cold, cold ground, with a wistful yodel in the counterpoint. Aw, poor Uncle Bo. Scene 5, the Peakman Place apartment. There are dust covers over some of the chairs. Lindsay, who is graying nicely into a sort of Manhattan Ronald Colman, adjusts a dictaphone. Vera, who is now somewhere between 40 and death, has not aged at all due to the diurnal ministrations of Charles of the Brits.
What's that thing supposed to be, Lindsay?
A dictaphone.
You never use it. You've lugged all this junk in here for nothing.
Vera, she can't go living in a vacuum. Mame's always got to have a project.
She's got a project. Now she's the tragedy queen, and she's having fun being miserable. All she's done for 2 years is wander around Europe, revisiting the places she's been with Bo. 8 times she's climbed that lousy Matterhorn to toss rose petals down the glacier.
Well, she must have loved him.
Let's get some more of these dust covers off. The place looks like a morgue.
You know, Vera, I'm a coward. I should have gone to the boat to meet her.
I haven't seen her since I dragged myself over for the funeral. Wasn't it just like Mame to keep him till I got here? Southern comfort. Oh, well.
Oh, yes, come in.
Mame! My God, she can't have changed that much.
And
I'm from Speedo. I'm from Speedo.
What?
Oh, I call this secretarial service. I want to show Mame we really mean business. Let her know I'm really serious about this thing. Your name is?
Agnes Gooch.
Oh, now, Miss Gooch, you'll be taking dictation from Mrs. Burnside, and she's a pretty fast talker.
Oh, Speedo won't let anybody who can't do at least 100 words a minute. I'm over 200.
You're not. Well, if Mame does any dictating, which I doubt, it'll be sprinkled with French, Egyptian, Japanese, and 4-letter words.
Oh, I'm afraid I'm not your girl.
No, please stay, Miss Gooch. This should be an interesting experience for you. Miss Burnside will pour out a flood of words and ideas, and You must soak them all up. You'll be her sponge.
Oh, Lindsay, how can Mame write a book? She can't even sit still long enough to write a postcard.
I've got somebody to help her. Oh, good Lord, I told the fella to be here at 3 o'clock.
What fellow?
Miss Gooch, you're on salary as of right now.
Auntie Mame and Patrick appear in the foyer. She is in black, heavily veiled, and Patrick wears his Ivy League best. They have been chatting warmly. Patrick presses the buzzer 3 times.
Why are you ringing, Patrick? Don't you have a key?
Yes, I have a key, and I'm no longer on mute either. I forgot about it.
Good.
3 buzzes! That's the signal. Come on, we're going to surprise her.
Oh, you're acting like a schoolboy.
You too.
Welcome home, Auntie Mame.
Oh, dear old Beekman Place. It's so loyal. No matter how far I go, it just sits here and waits for me. You know, I rather expected Vera at the boat.
I wouldn't let her come. I wanted to be alone with you.
Patrick. My little Patrick. Now, open your presents. Oh, Patrick, every time I see you, you get taller and more grown up.
Golly, short pants at last. Can I try them on right now, Auntie Mame? Right now?
Surprise! Surprise, Mame.
Surprise, darling. Welcome home.
Oh, yes, dear. And staunch, stalwart Lindsay. How good of you both to rally round this bereft old woman.
Doesn't she look great?
Mame, you look marvelous.
How can you tell? Mame, couldn't you have gone to purple by now?
Mame, I haven't seen you since the Huns took Rome. Oh no, it was when the Bears took Wall Street.
Oh, Lindsay, that day was nirvana compared to what I've been through since. If only I'd jumped off the Matterhorn after him.
Now, Auntie Mame, what you need is a good stiff drink.
No, Patrick. There is no barbiturate for my grief. I've given up alcohol completely. I haven't touched a drop since that St. Bernard brought me back to life.
She becomes aware of a dictating machine and a typewriter.
And
That's
what's that? Oh, sorry. What's that?
Oh, well, that's your dictaphone, and this is your typewriter.
Gooch comes out of hiding and plods flat-footedly to her place at the desk. Auntie Mame looks at the frumpy secretary blankly.
And what's that?
I'm your sponge.
These are the tools of your new trade. You're going to write a book, Mame, and I'm going to publish it.
Oh, Lindsay, don't be ridiculous. The way I feel, I can hardly read a book, let alone write one.
All I want you to do is put yourself on paper. Your memoirs.
Nobody's had a more exciting life than you, Auntie Mame. Done more things. I think it'd be terrific.
And think of all the fascinating people you've known, like me.
And it'll take your mind off things.
Oh, I see. This is some kind of conspiracy.
No.
Some trumped up occupational therapy like leathercraft or hooking rugs.
I swear to you, it'll be a fascinating book. Why, it can easily be a bestseller. Mame, you're doing me a favor.
My memoirs. Patrick, you forgot my drink.
There's only Southern Comfort.
Anything, dear, just make it a double. What a lovely, lovely idea. I see it in 2 volumes. Don't you, Lindsay? Box, like Proust.
Well, let's get something to bind first. Remember, Mame, writing isn't easy. It means at least 6 months of grueling concentration.
Oh, chapter 1, page 1. Well, I'll be damned. This isn't so difficult, Lindsay. What are you writing?
Chapter 1, page 1. Well, I'll be damned. This isn't so difficult, Lindsley. What are you writing?
Is fast.
Atta girl, Auntie Mame. You're off and running.
Oh, Patrick, do you really think I should? You heard Lindsay. After all, it'll take up all my time, and I really came home just to be with you.
You can't exactly be with me. No women allowed in the dorm.
Oh, I keep forgetting you're all grown up now. You don't need me anymore. How do I turn her off? Now, where was I? The most important thing is to have a good beginning.
Is she supposed to start right this minute?
Why don't you wait for your collaborator? He's on his way over here right now.
Collaborator?
Well, after all, you're only you're not a professional writer, and naturally, I thought you'd want as much help as we could. Mary Lord Bishop over at my office lined up this young man who's done a great deal of work with women authors, and
You don't trust me to write my own life myself? My God, who else could write it? He wants to give me a ghost.
not a ghost, more of an editor.
Who? Maxwell Perkins?
Well, not quite. I haven't met this fella, O'Banion, myself, but
What did you say his name was?
Brian O'Banion. He's a
Oh, God, deliver me. I can see him now, one of those beery, loose-mouthed Irish tinners.
Mary says he's a very good poet. He wrote a volume called The Wounded Tulip.
Probably Pansy.
Now Mame.
Do you think I'm going to let some moon-eyed versifier mess up my memoirs with a lot of miserable Irish wit?
The doorbell buzzes. Patrick crosses to the foyer door and opens it. He converses in hushed tones with the visitor. Auntie Mame rails against Lindsay and his editorial notions.
I'll bet you don't give Willa Cather, a low-comedy Irishman, to tell her how to punctuate. Some funny paper jigs out of Lady Gregory, who...
Auntie Mame, there's a gentleman to see you, Mr. O'Banion.
O'Banion enters. He is about 35, tall and very thin. He has white skin and hair as black as coal, short and very curly. His eyes are turquoise blue, rimmed with thick black lashes. He wears a sport coat and tweedy homespun with big suede patches at the elbows. O'Banion shifts his weight gracefully in the doorway and gives Auntie Mame a slow smile, parting a fine set of choppers. His intense blue eyes seem to reach out and caress her.
Miss Bishop said it might not be amiss if I happened to drop by. You're Mrs. Burnside, of course. I could sense the aura, creative vitality about you.
Won't you come in, Mr. O'Banion? We were just talking about you. So awfully kind of you, a renowned poet, to bother with my childish little scribblings. Tell me, do you think that you and I can ever get any place? With the book, I mean.
I feel that you and I are going to create something beautiful.
The poet draws Auntie Mame closer to him and kisses her hand. She turns her back to the audience, and we see that her widow's weeds are virtually backless. And somewhere around the fifth lumbar vertebrae, there is a livid heliotrope flower. The lights fade. Act 2, Scene 6. In the darkness, we hear an ancient Gaelic lullaby, sung touchingly by unseen male voices. Tura lura lura. The Beekman Place apartment, refurnished and refurbished yet again as a literary atelier. The wall panels have been reversed to become impressive bookcases. A bust of Dickens adorns the niche by the spiral staircase. Brian O'Banion reclines on a leathery love seat. He is wearing a lush quilted dressing gown and lounges with half-closed eyes. Agnes Gooch sits like a flat-chested owl at her typewriter. Intensely, she pounds away at her manuscript, the stethoscope of a dictaphone dangling from her ears. Occasionally, a little coo of excitement escapes her lips. Her eyes sparkle as she types furiously with vicarious delight, jumping up and down with her feet under the desk.
Please, please, Miss Gooch, how can I court the muse with all that clackety-clackety?
I'm just taking off what Mrs. Bernstein dictated. But everything Mrs. Bernstein dictates is so wonderful. It makes me all goose pimply. Or when I listen to all the things she's done and think of all the things I haven't done, I just want to go out and start trying everything and seeing everything and being everything, just like she has.
I'm not sure the human race is ready for this book, but it is I who shall clothe the naked incidents in poetry and symbolism. Nara, Ito, it's time for my nectar.
What's that of yours it's time for, Your Majesty?
My nectar, my nectar.
In exactly what part of Ireland is it, me bucko, where you drink nectar?
I come from that part of the Green Isle that has no latitude nor longitude. And the leprechauns, they play in the twilight mist and the...
You know, you're just about 4 bricks short of a full load.
Mrs. Burnside's residence, no, she isn't here. She's out on the moors. The moors. Maybe you better talk to Mr. O'Banion. It's that Mr. M. Lindsay Woolsey. He says it's important.
O'Banion here. How are you, Lindsay? The moors? Oh, that's what we call the terrace, where I send her to meditate when the fog is crawling up from the Queensborough Bridge. I can't put her on, but I'd be happy to take another message. I'll tell her. But of course she'll be at your party tonight. I'm bringing her. Goldwyn. Samuel Goldwyn. Ah, if he's interested, you'll have to buy our book, Sight Unseen. Alana, Samuel Goldwyn's coming to the party tonight, and we're going to be at Lindsay's a half hour early to tell him the story.
Dear Lindsay, how good of him. Goldwyn's perfect for my story. After all, it's the American Wuthering Heights.
Here's what you dictated, Mrs. Burnside. Here's what Mr. O'Banion edited.
Oh, thank you, Agnes. Now, Mr. O'Banion and I are going to work for a little bit. Why don't you do whatever it is you do to relax?
Oh, thank you, Mrs. Burnside. I think I'll just fix myself a Dr. Pepper.
You glorious creature.
Brian, please. We're supposed to be working.
Every time I come within 10 feet of you, you reject me. How can we make music until our lutes are in tune?
Well, after we finish the book, we can tune our lutes.
We're not collaborating in the fullest sense of the word. Alana, collaborate with me.
Brian, really?
You're a block of ice, and we're supposed to be writing a burning passion of hot blood.
But I'm only 11 years of age in this part of the book.
But mature. Mature for 11.
Brian, we've got to get to work.
All right. Slave driver. Where were we?
Oh, still on chapter 2. It's not going very fast, is it? Took us a month and a half on chapter 1.
Oh, but what a chapter.
What a month and a half. Please, Brian. I cannot concentrate when you're doing things like that.
Sorceress.
Oh, besides, it takes Agnes no time at all to knock off a Dr. Pepper. How long do you think it's going to take us to finish the book?
Flaubert spent 13 years on Madame Bovary.
How did she stand it?
Read me our last sentence.
My puberty in Buffalo was drab.
No. It has no majesty. Drab is such a drab word.
How right you are, Brian. It has no afflatus. Oh. What about bleak?
Bleak. Bleak. How bleak was my puberty? Bleak buffalo. Ah, hear how those two words cling to each other, like a man and a woman locked in each other's arms, listening to words sing.
How bleak was my puberty. I'm sorry.
Bleak. Oh, God. Let me caress your talent. Where is it hidden? That gem of genius, where is it?
Brian, please, please. I'm worried about something Kokomara. Well, I wonder if the general public is going to understand all this symbolism, like an echo from the caves of Kokomara. I came forth whilst Deidre wept cool tears. Would it be simpler to say, on the day I was born, it rained in Buffalo?
Ah, drab, drab, drab.
It's drab, but clear.
Clarity. How beauty is obscured by clarity.
All right, Brian, what is it that you want to say?
Well, it's quite obvious. We're drying up. We need inspiration. Get out the Yeats, the Synge, the Joyce. It's poetry time.
Again?
Auntie Mame takes a thin volume from the table. Although she is bored with this poetry ritual, she accepts it as the eccentric trappings of an authorship. Resignedly, she slips it to the floor with O'Banion, and they lie head to head, their feet extending in opposite directions. With dutiful concentration, she begins to read.
The lyre and the lute are mute, and grey is the grave where my lover lies. Where my lover lies, where my lover lies. Mute, mute, mute.
I rinsed out the glass.
Aren't you neat, Agnes?
Glorious, glorious, more, more.
Bright bleeds the blood of the broken rose, and my loins leap up to utter passion's feckless cry. My loins cry out for thee. Oh, love, oh, love.
O'Banion has been acting out this imagery on Auntie Mame's neck and ear, as Patrick enters and clears his throat.
Oh, hush, Agnes.
Auntie Mame.
Patrick! Oh, what are you doing home from school?
I had something very important I wanted to talk to you about, but I mean, if you're busy.
Oh, Brian and I were just working on the book.
I'll bet that's going to be some book.
This is my nephew, Patrick. This is my collaborator, Mr. Brian O'Banion.
We've met. Auntie Mame, I wonder if I could talk to you a little bit alone. It's rather personal and rather important.
Of course, dear. If you don't mind, Brian.
That's quite all right. I was going up to my room to change. Pay no attention to me. Don't anyone pay any attention to me at all.
To his room? He's living here?
Well, of course, darling. I mean, there was nobody in the sculpture room, and since we're working together literally day and night, so to speak.
It looks very cozy.
For a moment there, you sounded exactly like somebody from the Knickerbocker Bank.
Please, get Mr. O'Banion out of here right away.
I beg your pardon?
I don't want him in the house.
Aren't you taking a rather imperious tone? Mr. O'Banion is my colleague.
Colleague, my foot. Gloria would never understand this, and you and this Irish phony are,
Gloria? Who's Gloria?
Auntie Mame, listen to me. I've met a girl. I've been going with her for several months.
Oh?
She's a very special girl. I guess I should have told you about her before. I would have, but I knew you were all tied up with your book and everything. And until now, it wasn't really definite.
What's definite now?
Gloria's the girl. That's what's definite. And you're going to meet her tonight.
I hope you didn't leave her sitting in the car.
I dropped her off at a girlfriend's, Bunny Bixler's on Park Avenue. She wanted to get spruced up before she met you.
Well, I'd better be doing some sprucing up of my own.
I'll bring Gloria back in about 10 or 15 minutes, okay?
I'll have my face all organized.
Mame, where did Ito hide my white tie?
Wait a minute. If he's still in the house, I'm not going to bring Gloria back here.
May I inquire why?
Gloria happens to be a very sensitive and well brought up girl, and I don't want you flaunting your new flames and your old peccadillos in front of her.
Then why bring her here at all?
You want to know the truth? I've been trying to avoid it, but she wanted to meet you.
So you just wanted to drop by to make sure I was all scrubbed up and presentable for inspection, is that it?
No, Auntie Mame. Just for 5 minutes tonight, will you act like a normal human being? Then I won't make any more demands on you. Gloria's from good stock, and she doesn't have to know about all your airy-fairy friends from Fire Island or your Irish friend upstairs. I just rather my little Glory didn't know about a lot of the things that ordinary mortals simply don't have to know about.
Should she know that I think you've turned into one of the most beastly, bourgeois, babbity little snobs on the eastern seaboard, or will you be able to make that quite clear without any help from me?
All right? Just forget about the whole thing.
Patrick, bring your girl here. I won't let her get the wrong impression. I promise.
Thanks, Auntie Mame.
From upstairs, we hear O'Banion, O'Banion's untrained Irish baritone singing I'll Take You Home Again, Kathleen. At this sound, Auntie Mame really looks worried. How is she going to get him out of here?
Brian!
Yes, Alana? Why don't you get him dressed? We can't keep the Goldwins waiting.
Would you mind awfully if I didn't go to the party with you tonight?
You want me to go alone? I couldn't think of it.
But something came up.
Oh, hurry up and get dressed, Elena. I'm not going to that party alone.
Mrs. Burnside, if there's nothing else you wanted me for, I thought I'd just turn in.
Agnes, I wonder...
Mrs. Burnside, is anything wrong?
Agnes, you're coming out.
Where?
Oh, Agnes, you have lovely eyes. Take those glasses off and leave them off forever.
But I can't see anything out of my right eye.
Then look out the left one. What do you call those things?
Orthopedic Oxfords.
Kick them off. My goodness, Agnes, you do have a bust. Where on earth have you been hiding it all these months?
Mrs. Burnside.
Take off your clothes.
Mrs. Burnside, there's a man in the house.
Don't be a goose, Agnes. Get those clothes off and keep them off. Nora, Ido, come on in here. We've got some work to do.
I don't have a very clear picture of what's going on.
Agnes, I'm sending you to that party tonight with Mr. O'Banion.
Oh, I couldn't. I'm too nervous.
This'll calm you down.
Oh, but spirits do the most terrible thing to me. I'm not the same girl.
What's wrong with that?
Will it mix with Dr. Pepper?
He'll love it. Drink. Oh, Agnes, for God's sake, close your pores. We really should do something about that skin. A good physic would work wonders. But I guess it's too late in the day to start that. Nora, go upstairs, drag out that sexy patole velvet. Ido, get out all my cosmetics. The face creams, the lipsticks, the eyebrow pencils.
You'll see. She'll be Charlie of the Ritz.
Mrs. Burnside, I think I know what you want me to do, and I'm not so sure I want to do it.
Agnes, where's your spine? Here, you've been taking my dictation all these weeks, and you don't get the message of my book? Live! That's the message!
Live?
Yes! Life is a banquet, and most poor sons of bitches are starving to death. Live!
Live! Live! Live!
The lights fade. Act 2, Scene 7, the Beekman Place apartment a half hour later. As the lights come up, the room is empty. Then Ito scampers down the spiral stairs, giggling giddily. He disappears into the kitchen, and next, Nora hurries down the stairs, gathering up some of Gooch's discarded clothes.
The whole house has gone nuts. She'll never make herself purse out of that sow's car.
Mrs. Burnside, I can't breathe.
Fine, if you can't breathe, it isn't tight enough.
Auntie Mame starts down the stairs carrying a fur wrap, and she looks at her watch.
Oh, God.
Glancing nervously toward the outside door, she takes several glances toward the bar, straightening up for Gloria's imminent arrival. In the manner of a Grand Duke, O'Banion comes down the stairs in full regalia.
And why aren't you ready?
Now, Brian, you're going to have to understand. I'm not going to the party tonight.
Well, then I'm not going either. I'm not.
You can use the Duesenberg, and I've got a date for you.
Who? Vera.
Certainly not. You couldn't trust Vera.
Agnes.
Agnes.
Agnes. You certainly can't expect me to be seen at a fashionable party with that. Would you ask Toscanini to lead a harmonica band? I'm staying right here.
Now, Brian.
Oh, you don't appreciate me. I'm a minstrel without a lute.
Not those lutes again.
I won't take Agnes to the party. I won't.
Oh, head up, shoulders back, tummy in. That's right. Tonight, Agnes, you are the Queen of Romania.
Gooch enters looking almost regal. O'Banion's jaw drops.
Well.
Hacha.
In the outer hallway, enter Patrick and Gloria. Patrick starts to use his key to let himself in, then thinks better of it and presses the door buzzer.
Oh, quick, Brian! Hang these spurs on the Gooch, hurry!
Auntie Mame, this is Gloria Upson, and this is my Auntie Mame, Mrs. Burnside.
I can't tell you how pleased I am to make your acquaintance.
Gloria is a lovely, tan, pleasant, but without real warmth. There is something wrong with this girl. You can't quite put your finger on it. A kind of ersatz composure, a mail-order chic. When she talks, there seems to be Novocaine in her upper lip.
Come in, children, come in. There are some friends here I want you to meet.
Auntie Mame, you promised.
This is my secretary, Miss Gooch, my good right hand, my Boswell, you might say. This is Miss Upson, my nephew, Patrick.
Oh, can this be the helpless little infant you found in a basket on your doorstep?
And this is Agnes's date. Oh, what's your boyfriend's name, Agnes? Oh, Banyan, wasn't it?
We'll be on our way. Good night.
I can't tell you how pleased I am to have made your acquaintance, Mr. O'Banion. And Miss Boswell.
Patrick says you are very special to him, and that means you're very special to me, too.
My, what a stunning apartment. Don't tell me you've read all these books, Mrs. Burnside.
Well, not all of them. Do sit down, dear. Can I get you something? A cognac or a drambuie?
Would you like another hot chocolate, honey?
Oh, not a thing. On our way to Bunny's, Patrick and I just stuffed ourselves at Howard Johnson's. And do you know what your silly nephew did? He talked French to the waiter. Imagine anybody talking French to a waiter at a Howard Johnson's. Show off.
If nobody minds, I think I'll have something. You at school, dear?
I'm in Upper Richmond Girls' School.
How did you get that lovely tan so early in spring?
Oh, I played hooky for a couple of weeks. Mums and Daddums and I went down to our place in Fort Lauderdale. We have a place in Fort Lauderdale.
While she was gone, it was the longest 2 weeks of my life, and yet it's the funniest thing, Auntie Mame. When Gloria and I are together, we don't really do much of anything. I mean, we don't even talk. I'm just so busy staring at her.
Silly.
Have you chosen your major yet, dear?
Chosen my major?
What courses are you taking at college?
Oh, just a general sort of liberal arts thing, you know, English, Lit, and like that. Upper Richmond's top hole. Really top hole.
How did you two ever get acquainted?
Oh, Uncle Dwight introduced us.
Uncle Dwight?
That's Mr. Babcock.
Oh, yes.
He's not really my uncle, but he's been a real close friend of the family ever since I was a little girl with braces on my teeth.
Someday I'd like to meet mums and daddums.
Oh, we don't want to bother with a lot of family stuff.
Naturally, we'll expect you at the wedding.
The wedding?
I told you it was definite, Auntie Mame.
We've decided on a September wedding. It's lovely, just lovely. Then at the Church of the Heavenly Rest. That's right near our place in Montalban.
September, dear me. Tell me, just where is Montalban?
Right above Darien. You'll love it. It's the most restricted community in our part of Connecticut.
I'll get a blood test.
If we hurry, we can still catch the last couple of dances at the country club.
Oh, I hate to have you rush off.
Oh, I can't tell you how pleased I am to have made your acquaintance.
I'll drop you a note and let you know what's happening.
Do that.
Isn't she a dream?
Oh, yes. Yes, she is. Did I pass inspection?
You were great, Auntie Mame. Really top hole.
Patrick goes out with Gloria. Auntie Mame stands alone, a little dazed. What has just happened?
Why did I ever buy him those long pants?
The lights fade. Scene 8. The Bakeman Place apartments again, no changes. The lighting indicates that it is early morning of the following day. Nora comes downstairs carrying a breakfast tray containing juice and a raw egg in an egg cup. Ito, in a chauffeur's uniform, hurries on. They meet in the center of the apartment. Miss said to go to garage and get the Duesenberg. We drove to Connecticut today. It's very important. I have to go to the garage, and there's no Duesenberg.
And it's His Majesty's breakfast I've got here, and only not a smell of that O'Banion in the place. You suppose he's gone for food? God bless the day.
I don't know what to do. I've got the map to Mountebank, and I've got a uniform, but there's no Duesenberg.
Oh, that Mr. Lindsay always has a car or two. The glorious thing is that O'Banion's gone. You can have his raw egg. I'll drink his nectar.
What happened to Miss Gooch?
I lived.
What kind of party was that?
Oh, we never got to the party. Brian said he was going to take me for a drive, but we parked.
Where's the Duesenberg, Miss Gooch?
Brian dropped me off here and said he was driving due west. Where's Mrs. Burnside?
She's putting on her face and getting ready to go to Connecticut.
I've got to see her before she goes.
Is anything wrong, Miss Gooch?
I did just what she told me. I lived. I've got to find out what to do now.
The lights fade. Scene 9, where it is the patio of the Upson home in Montalbank. Later in the afternoon. A portable roll-on bar is left. A bench is also on wheels. Before the lights come up, the prattle of extroverted chickadees informs us that we have reached the apotheosis of exurbia. The sunlight of a late spring afternoon slants across the last flagstone heaven where the Upsons take their ease. Mr. Upson is carrying out the bar stools, early American, and Mrs. Upson enters, with trays of hors d'oeuvre, also early American, which she places on a table. The Upsons are a hearty, well-padded, couple, enormously pleased with themselves and their way of life.
Well, I just think it's a very good match for our little Gloria. That's what I think.
I still can't see why Dwight didn't want us to meet the aunt.
I guess we never would have phoned. I thought it was only my duty to ask her to buzz up here. Besides, I was dying to get a look of her.
Where is she now?
She's upstairs in the guest room changing again.
She certainly brought enough clothes.
And they're expensive one, Claude. I checked the labels.
Why, I bet she's even better fixed than Dwight figures.
I hope it's all right to have cocktail hour at the patio. I don't want to think that we're gypsies.
You show me a gypsy that lives like we do.
Now, Claude Upstein, you be a genteel fun of Miss Burnside.
God damn it, I'm always genteel.
Yoo-hoo! Oh, that must be she. We're out here on the patio, Miss Burnside.
Auntie Mame enters stunningly dressed for a spring in the country and starts through the doorway onto the patio. Suddenly, she loses footing.
Whoops! Oh dear, I am always tripping over that adorable little hooked rug.
Do be careful. We'd feel awful if you had an accident.
Don't you worry, we've got plenty of personal liability insurance.
Well then, let's bring on more hooked rugs.
Now, there's one thing we ought to know right off. You do take a little nip now and then.
On festive occasions.
Good! I'll have an Upson daiquiri made ready in a minute.
Oh, Mrs. Upson, I can't get over how much thought you've given to every detail of your house.
We've done everything we could to make it seem like a little bit of authentic Colonel America.
And how well you've succeeded. Those adorable miniatures in the powder room of John Quincy Adams.
Well, I said to the decorator from Altman's.
Altman's! I would have said Sloan, solid Sloan.
Don't you have an eye, though? Downstairs is Sloan's, upstairs is Altman's.
Oh.
I'll bet you didn't notice our signpost out by the driveway.
Oh, but I did. I did. What a divine name you've chosen for your place. Upson
Downs.
I bet you thought that up, Mrs. Upson.
Oh, no, it was Claude. I'm just a homebody. Claude's the clever one. I'm so delighted to see we have the same taste. I know you're going to just adore the wedding we planned for the children.
Now about the wedding. Don't you think, Mrs. Upson, that...
Hold it. Let's forget the last names right off. After all, we're practically family, aren't we? I want it to be just plain Claude.
And I'm Doris.
Doris. I've always loved the name of Doris. Not too coy, not too chic. Sort of bittersweet.
So what do we call you?
All my intimate friends call me just plain Mame.
How lovely. Old-fashioned yet modern too. Mammy.
Mame.
Well, Mammy, here's your poison, old girl. I make my daiquiris with a secret ingredient I learned from this native down in Havana, Cuba. You'll never guess what the secret ingredient is, but I'll say this much. There's no sugar in a Claude Upson daiquiri.
And yet it's so sweet. Whatever do you use? Chocolate ice cream?
Say, that's rich. Did you hear that, Doris? Chocolate ice cream. Since we're practically relatives, I'm going to let you in on my little secret. Honey.
I beg your pardon?
Strained honey, that's the secret ingredient. Of course, I used quite a little rum, too.
Now, I've made these especially for you, dear.
Oh, don't they look delicious, though? What are they?
Well, I take 2 cans of tuna fish and put them through the meat grinder. Then I add some clam juice and peanut butter. It's a recipe I cut out of the Ladies' Home Journal. The others are just plain jack cheese and chutney. Now, you sit right down here, Mammy. There's something special I have to show you.
Baby pictures of Glory.
Oh, a whole family, more or less.
On a bare rug, isn't that precious?
Better not ever let Patrick see that one. That's Miss Tuthill, little Gloria's first school teacher. I think light was hurting her eyes. And here's Gloria when she was a flower girl at Miro Puce's wedding.
What's she eating?
Oh, those are braces on her teeth.
All right. That's enough of the girly talk. I figure while we've got Mammy here, we ought to tell her what the plans are.
Plans?
For Patrick's career. Dwight Babcock and I have worked it all out. He came to me. He said, Claude. He always calls me Claude.
When they're together, it's Dwight and Claude. Claude and Dwight. That's all you hear.
Yep. Now, when the kiddies get back from their honeymoon, I want Patrick to take his choice. With my connections, I can slip him into a berth on Madison Avenue or a seat on the stock exchange.
A seat and a berth?
Say, you're a fast drinker, Mammy, but don't you worry, I made plenty.
Oh, I don't think I need any more.
You
You don't happen to like, oh, sorry.
You don't happen to like gin, do you, Mammy?
I adore it.
After dinner, I'll get the cards and we'll have a little game.
Now we come to the problem of what to give the kiddies for a wedding present. And I've got that all settled too, but here's my idea, Mammy. Why don't we get together, you and I, and buy the newlyweds that?
He stares dead front. Auntie Mame follows his gaze, but doesn't see anything.
What?
Why, that lot right next door. Wouldn't that make a wedding present, though? We could take down this wall here so that their patio could come smack up against ours. You couldn't tell where one left and the other began.
So you wouldn't really be losing a daughter, you'd be gaining a patio.
But we've got to move fast. Some people are bidding on that property. The wrong kind.
Oh?
Fella named Epstein. Abraham Epstein.
The cellist? How lucky you are. All that lovely music right next door. And she's a darling. One of the nicest people I've ever met.
I guess maybe you don't understand quite how it is up here, Mammy. But this section is restricted only to our property line. So we feel we have an obligation to make sure that, well, you know.
Tell you what I'll do, Mammy. I'll have my broker make a bid, and when it goes in escrow, we'll just divvy it up 50-50. You won't have to worry about a thing.
Oh my. You've thought of everything, haven't you? Laid out Patrick's career, planned the wedding, even chosen my wedding gift. Well, I guess there's only one thing left for me to do.
What's that, Mammy?
Give an intimate little family dinner.
Lovely, lovely.
Mammy, you're top hole.
The lights are out. Act 2, Scene 10, the Beekman Place Apartments. The room is undergoing another metamorphosis, and any previous decor would seem defiantly mid-Victorian. The panels have been reversed to display some Fauvist outrages. The furniture looks like a geometrist's nightmare, but presiding over this transformation is a trim redhead named Pegeen Ryan, who is crisp and businesslike as she arranges the abstract ashtrays and the 21st century object d'art. At first, Pegeen is bustling about the apartment alone. Then Gooch enters. She too has been transformed by the miracle of maternity. There is no doubt about it, the Gooch is 6 months pregnant. Her pelvis protests at every step as she crosses wordlessly to the kitchen. Neither Gooch nor Pegeen pays the slightest attention to the other. Patrick, in dinner dress, appears in the foyer and lets himself in. His nervousness gives away the amazement as he enters and takes in the new decor.
What's going on?
Facelifting? You must be the heir apparent, the little love.
Are you the new decorator? Did you do all of this?
For money. Right here, Ito, that's fine.
What are you made up for, Ito? Where's my aunt?
The miss is dressing now.
What's that?
It's a sofa. Danish modern. You find it every place except Denmark. Your aunt made it very explicit. She said she didn't want a sofa that sat around singing Nearer My God to Thee.
Yeah, but do you like it?
She's not paying me to like it. If she told me she wanted a tombstone for a coffee table, I'd get her a tombstone for a coffee table. And it would be a good tombstone. But that doesn't mean I'm going out to buy one for myself.
You should have told my aunt that.
I did.
You know, you're the first honest interior decorator she's ever had, Miss
Pagine Ryan, unincorporated.
I.
Hi.
Where is she? Where's my aunt?
You already asked that.
Did I?
Relax. People get married every day.
I'm not getting married every day. I'm getting married 3 weeks from Tuesday.
Congratulations.
Trick! Oh, Patrick!
Auntie Mame, what's the idea?
No, Patrick, I don't want to hear a word out of you. I simply had to drive up to Montauban. Doris insisted.
Oh, that part's all right. They adore you. But why did you have to...
Really, I'm so relieved. I've tried to make everything special for tonight and to give the Upsons a cozier time as they gave me.
Oh, I forgot the horror.
Don't say that, Pagine. It gives a surge and flow to the whole room.
You mean there's more?
It's divine. Wait till you see it. It's the damnedest thing I ever bought.
Annie Mame, I don't suppose it's really necessary to say this, but with glorious folks, I hope you won't let your language get too vivid.
Oh, I won't use one teensy-weensy son of a bitch all evening.
Good. And one other little thing. Politically, I guess you gathered they're on the conservative side.
I'm only wearing Republican clothes.
Could somebody give me a hand with the ladder?
Patrick, be a little gentleman and help Pagine, will you?
Yeah, sure.
Mustn't nibble on the hors d'oeuvres, Agnes. You'll get fat.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mrs. Burnside. I tried to do exactly what you say. You're so wonderful. Nobody else would have taken me in my hour of need. I'll never be able to thank you.
Oh, twaddle. I'm the grateful one. You've given me a new interest, someone to look after now that I'm losing Patrick.
I wish I had somebody to look after.
You will, dear. You will.
Where do you want me to set this up?
Right where you are is fine.
What's that supposed to be anyway?
You don't like it?
Well, it might be a little avant-garde for the
Pagine,
Upson.
take it down right away. I want everything to be absolutely perfect for Patrick.
I think it's very unusual.
What the hell is Agnes doing here?
Where else would she be in her friendless condition?
This is one thing the Upsons simply will not understand.
We don't have to talk about it. Maybe they won't notice.
Won't notice? My God, they're here.
Help me get this thing down.
No, leave it up. Just get the ladder out of here.
Nora, Ito, somebody answer the door.
I'll get it.
No, you do not.
Now, Agnes, Patrick is right. I want you to go upstairs and stay there.
What'll I do, Mrs. Burnside?
Sleep, Agnes. Knit. Read Dr. Giselle.
The door buzzes again, a little more impatiently, with painful slowness. Gooch starts up the stairs again as Pagine folds the ladder and disappears with it. Ito scampers out of the kitchen and opens the door to the Upsons. Auntie Mame extends her hands in greeting.
Welcome to the Burnside fireside.
Good to see you, Mammy. You don't look a day older.
Doris and little Glory, how I've been looking forward to this evening.
I can't tell you how pleased I am to see you again.
My.
Hi, everybody. Glory.
Do sit down.
The Upsons settle down into the furniture with some difficulty. Mrs. Upson, who is no channel swimmer, finds herself sinking in her buttocks in the nap of the rug.
Are you perfectly comfortable down there, Doris?
Oh, it's so interesting.
Now, I know you're all just perishing for something to drink after that long drive down the parkway. Ito, bring the punch.
Punch?
What's that thing hanging there?
It's an abstraction, non-representational.
Mrs. Burnside, how am I ever going to stop this nephew of yours from using such big words?
Dwight!
Claude!
Oh, Mr. Babcock, how good of you to come.
Nora has put the silver tray down on the bar, and Auntie Mame is ladling out drinks in the torchlight glasses. Nora and Ito exit to the kitchen, and Mr. Badcock has come and is shaking hands with Mr. Upson.
Oh, oops.
Oh, wait.
Oh, dear, we'll have to raise that. Peggy, would you bring back the ladder? Won't you sit down, Mr. Babcock? Now, they're almost ready. The special day de la maison. I'm afraid you'll have to get that a little higher, dear. It's getting in people's hair. Oh, I want you all to meet Miss Peggy Ryan.
Are you the aircraft Ryans?
Afraid not. Just the Brick Lane Ryans.
Claude, I'm not going to tell you one thing that's in these drinks because all the ingredients are secret. Now hold still.
Well, what do you know?
The trick is to drink them up fast before all the alcohol burns away.
Auntie Mame lights another drink for Peggy on the ladder.
I feel like Miss Liberty.
Patrick seems a little surprised that Auntie Mame has included Pegeen in the party, but he doesn't say anything. Each of the guests holds his flaming drink at arm's length. They make abortive attempts to bring the glasses close to their faces, but the heat makes them thrust the torches away again.
A dear friend of mine who may drop in later calls this the flaming mane.
Who's dropping in later?
Oh, just family, Patrick.
Patrick looks a little like the captain of the Titanic just after he talked to the boiler room. Mrs. Upson makes an attempt to sip her drink.
Oh, why, don't be an old fraidy cat, Doris. There's nothing to be scared of. We're fully covered by fire insurance. Now, are we all lit?
Mr. Upson, wouldn't you be happier if I fixed you a daiquiri?
No, son, not for a minute. Your auntie fixed this for me, and I'm gonna drink it. Why, it looks just fine.
Oh, this is spicy. Try one of the little striped ones, Mums.
Say, these are tasty.
What are they, dear?
Just plain old pickled rattlesnake. Why, it's pure protein. And before they marinate them, they always remove the fangs. Mr. Babcock, you've gone out.
Don't bother Mrs. Burnside.
No, absolutely don't bother Mrs. Burnside.
Oh, sorry.
I won't bother.
Mammy dear, with the wedding only 3 weeks away, I've just got to decide. Would you say 6 bridesmaids?
Muriel Puce had 8.
Then I'd say let's keep up with the Puces.
Agnes Gooch waddles downstairs. Patrick turns the color of skim milk. Auntie Mame addresses Gooch as if she were a puppy who had just been indiscreet on a new carpet.
Agnes, I told you to stay in your room.
But Mrs. Burnside, it's 8:15, and you told me.
I told you to take your pills at 8:15.
But my calcium pills are in the kitchen.
Is that a member of the family?
Damned if I know.
It's a member of somebody's family.
Doris, I'd like you to meet my secretary. She's a little bit, well, she's not quite herself at the moment.
Now, we know all about these women things, don't we? What is your name, dear?
Gooch.
You sit right here beside me, Miss Gooch. A little expected mother always makes me feel weepy. I remember when I was carrying Gloria.
Oh, Mummy.
Now, Agnes.
Remember, Mammy? She's eating for two. So what does Mr. Gooch do?
Oh, my father passed on.
Oh, no. I mean your husband.
Oh, calcium time, Pegeen.
With Pegeen's help, the Gooch is steered off into the kitchen. Patrick turns back to face the guests.
You know, there's one thing about my Auntie Mame. She's big-hearted. Whenever anyone's in trouble, she...
The doorbell. Patrick jumps. Ito goes to the door and opens it, and enter Vera Charles, dripping foxes as usual.
Vera! Mame, darling, like an opening night without the critics. Heaven!
Claude, that's Vera Charles, the famous actress. Just as sure I'm sitting here.
Mr. and Mrs. Upson, Miss Upson, Mr. Babcock, I want you to meet my dearest friend, Vera Charles.
I told you, Claude, I told you.
How do you do? I'm so charmed to meet you. All of you.
Miss Charles, I've got to just tell you how I've adored you in Reflected Glory.
Did you, dear? That was Tallulah Bankhead.
Vera, can I persuade you to have a drink?
Oh, yes. Anything but rum. I've just been to the most god-awful party, and all they had there were daiquiris. Made with honey yet.
The doorbell chimes again, and Ito ushers in the slightly grayed but still muscular figure of Ralph Devine.
Ralph Devine, you're a dream to come.
Oh, God.
Doris, you were considerate enough to show me the pictures of your little glorious school teachers, Miss Tuthill and all that mob. And I thought you'd like to meet Patrick's very first school teacher here in New York.
Why, Mame, you don't have a picture of me?
Not one we could show in mixed company.
Say, haven't we met somewhere before? I don't recognize... Oh.
I don't recognize the face.
Auntie Mame, I thought it was just going to be family tonight.
But you don't want the Upsons to think we don't have any friends. After all, these are the people who helped raise you. Oh, are you having trouble, Pegeen? Patrick, why don't you give her a hand?
Oh! Thanks, Lochinvar.
Courtesy of the house.
I'm okay. You've got troubles enough of your own.
Don't I, though?
Well, that's a pretty picture, I must say.
Yes, isn't it? Ladies and gentlemen, I want to propose a toast to this lovely young couple as they start up the ladder of life.
No. Auntie Vera, this isn't Gloria. That's Gloria.
Oh. Pity.
Lindsay! Lindsay, that's what we've needed. Calm, reasonable you.
I hope I'm not crashing in on anything, Mame, but I couldn't wait. I wanted to bring it right over.
What is it?
Be careful, the ink's still wet.
My book!
Mame, you'll have to correct these galleys. It's your last chance to change your life.
Oh, look, everybody, I'm in print, just like Fanny Hurst.
Congratulations, Auntie Mame.
Oh, darling, I hope you don't mind. There is a lot in here about you.
Well, this seems to be quite a day for you, Mammy.
An actress. Well.
Patrick, you old meanie, why didn't you tell us your auntie was literate?
Am I in your book, Mame?
In it. You're exposed in it.
You know, I've been to so many wonderful parties here. Mame, now I'm going to find out what actually went on.
Oh, hey, I'd almost forgotten about the time we got locked in the mummy room at the Metropolitan. And the time you and Miss Earhart, you got Miss Earhart to give me flying lessons. Boy, I had no talent for that. And here's all about the roller skates and Uncle Bo and that Christmas where we were so broke.
Mrs. Burnside, you could practically write a whole book about what happened to me.
I beg your pardon, Gloria?
I said you could practically write a whole book about what happened to me. Bunny Bixler and I were in the semifinals, the very semifinals, mind you, of the ping pong tournament at the club. And this ghastly thing happened to us. We were both playing over our heads, and the score was 29-28. And we had this terrific volley, and I ran back to get this really terrific shot. And then I stepped on the ping pong ball, just squished it to nothing, darling. And then Bunny and I went to the closet, to the closest of the game room, to get another ping pong ball. And the closet was locked. Imagine! So we had to call the whole thing off. It was ghastly, just ghastly.
But it is amusing.
Yes, it is amusing.
It's hilarious.
What is?
Your story.
And the most important thing, Vera, is that she did it all by herself. There isn't an Alana or a Kakamura in the whole book.
You know, you'll never believe this, Mr. Upjohn, but Lindsay got this Irish slob, Brian, what was his name? It doesn't matter. To come here and live with Mame till she got the book finished. Of course, he didn't do a damn thing except, Mame, my hat's off to you, darling.
I'm so proud. The whole last chapter's about me, fighting the stigma of the unwed mother.
Claude, as soon as we get him away from the aunt, everything's going to be fine.
Why, Pat, I never realized how many times you unzipped me and put me in bed.
Now, just a moment. We have some young people here.
Well, sir, I only did it when Miss Charles was passed out.
Oh.
Patrick, how can you defend people who've
never played ping pong?
I certainly hope when married you won't invite people like this to our house.
Who is coming to our house? Muriel Puce and Bunny Bixler?
What's wrong with Muriel Puce?
Nothing, not a damn thing, except she's got the IQ of a dead flashlight battery.
Well,
Lindsay, it's marvelous. Mame's going to make a fortune from this book.
She sure as hell will, but not for herself. Mame's assigned all of her royalties to the Epstein home in Mountebank.
Epstein? The cellist? What? What's that about Montebank?
The Epsteins afford their own house.
Oh, no, Vera. They're not going to live there. They're building a home for the refugee Jewish children.
Are you ready, Doris?
I've been ready quite a long time.
Come, Glory. We have a long way to go.
Claude, please. Claude! For 9 years, Mame Dennis Burnside, I've done everything I could to protect this boy from your cockeyed, idiotic nincompoopery. But this is the limit. Now you've ruined everything. All my plans for this boy's future.
Oh, your plans. Your plans. You have the bill of fare and you're shouting orders for everybody. But did it ever occur to you that this boy might be hungry for something that you've never even heard of? When Patrick walked into my life, a frightened little boy hanging on to Nora's hand, it was love at first sight. For 9 years, I've tried to open up some windows in his life. Now all you want to do is shut him up in some safe deposit box. Well, I won't let you do that to my little one. No, he's not little anymore, but he's mine. Well, he's not mine, but he's not yours either. Mr. Babcock, I doubt very much that Patrick will allow you to settle him down in some dry-veined, restricted community. Make him an Aryan from Darien and marry him off to a girl with braces on her brains.
Mame, did you deliberately plan all this?
Don't be ridiculous, Lindsay. You know Patrick always makes his own decisions. Rattlesnake, anyone?
Oh, yes.
Thank you, Lady Iris.
Charmed, Lord Dudley.
The lights fade. Act 2, Scene 11. Immediately following Auntie Mame's party, we hear the choral voices singing a bizarre variant on Rimsky-Korsakov's Song of India.
Oh, Sahib, will you help me with this cablegram, please? Oh, where am I?
Punjab, India.
June 28th, 19... What year is it?
1946.
Mr. and Mrs. Patrick Dennis, 224 East 50th Street, New York. Dear Patrick and Pegeen, arriving from India June 31st, please meet me Beekman Place apartment. Uncle Lindsay off on safari with Maharani. Means nothing. Coming back to pick up nylons, Nescafe, Kleenex, and dingers for Maharani. We'll explain why when I see you, because cable rates are 90 rupees per word, and obviously only a damned fool would be silly enough to waste all that money on a long cablegram that went on and on and on and on and on and on. And on and on and on.
Her voice fades.
Go
ahead. The scrim flies, and there's a tiger skin. Some elephant tusks and some packing boxes are scattered about. We read through the skim to see Patrick and Pegeen pacing in the Beekman Place apartment.
Auntie Mame, what are you doing in there?
Oh, just giving Michael his presents, dear.
Look, Dad. Which is the front, Auntie Mame?
Oh, let me do it for you, my little love. There. Now, salam to your mother, Michael, like Auntie Mame just taught you. Ah, very good, Sahib.
That's not a real sword, is it?
It's a scimitar.
Oh, dear. Bel Darwaze per Karayan.
That's what I always say. Yeah.
In Hindustani, that means the water oxen are always waiting at the gate. Of course, my ox is waiting at Iowald. Pan America Flight 100 for Karachi. Oh, Michael, if I could only show you India. The splendor, the mystery, the elephants in the streets.
Now, Auntie Mame.
I know. I shouldn't even bring it up. The possibility of Michael's going to India with me.
But Auntie Mame said she'd love to have me. She said so right in there.
It's ridiculous. I wouldn't hear of it.
Dad?
Now look, it's out of the question completely. You heard your mother.
You know what your problem is, Mom? You don't live. Life is a banquet, and most poor sons of bitches are starving to death.
Pegeen grabs Michael and clamps her hand over his mouth and holds him protectively. Auntie Mame and Patrick exchange a significant glance. Patrick crosses toward Michael and Pegeen. Pegeen knows that in this family, you live it up to the hilt, and there's no sense in trying to resist. Helplessly, Pegeen nods and lets Michael go. Patrick steers him into the erratic but inspiring custody of his Auntie Mame.
One thing you've got to understand. School begins the day after Labor Day. He's got to be back by then.
Naturally, of course, Labor Day. That's sometime in November, isn't it?
The first week of September, Auntie Mame.
Don't worry, Dad. I'll be back by Labor Day.
Labor. Oh, the problem of labor in India is gargantuan.
What's gargantuan, Auntie Mame?
On the plane, Michael, I'll give you a pad and a pencil and you can write down all the words you don't understand. Oh, come, darling. I've been out all morning shopping for your traveling gear. Let's try things on. Oh, I'm going to open doors for you. Doors you never dreamed even existed.
My God, she's the Pied Piper.
Oh, what times we're going to have, my little love. What vistas we're going to explore together. First, we're going to see the Taj Mahal, which is one of the 7 wonders of the world.
They go off together toward that adventure of life, and we know what a banquet it is going to be for both of them. The curtain falls, the end. Yay.
How much fun.
Thank you so much, everybody. You were all so wonderful.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We had a lot of first-timers tonight. Our group is the Quarantine Theater Company. If I haven't added you to our Facebook group, we're doing these all the time. So please, if you think of stuff you want to read and things you want to do, let's do it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Cheers.
Jack.
Thank you all so much. Absolutely